Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings. I'm your host, Lawrence, Larry, Punk, whatever you want to call me. I promise you I've been called worse. Anyway, it's great to be back. Listen, I do not look forward to Monday for work at all, but I have to say, this show here, by the time I get to it, I am excited. Even on the days that I am just drawn out and I feel like I don't want to do it almost every single time I go live. Well, my attitude absolutely changes. And I have to say this now. I was waiting at times. I said, hey, I got to get at least 10 people waiting. We had like 18, 20 people waiting before I started. It's like you guys like me. Or maybe you just need someone to rip on because you've gone all weekend without having your fill of putting someone down or doing something. Maybe that's why I'm here. Either way, I do appreciate everyone being here. We got a hell of a show today. Like, we got a lot of stuff to get through. As you know, not much Joe news because we're going to be talking about the live stream, which is happening Thursday. Obviously, I won't be on until Monday. So I will break all that stuff down on Monday. But before then, we got to get to everything. So anyway. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I want to say thank you to Oz for letting me host his clubhouse. Unfortunately, he's taken some time off. Payne couldn't do it. Ed couldn't do it, so I offered to fill in, and I haven't heard back from Oz. I hope he was happy with what I did. I had fun. It's a little bit different. You kind of get a little bit of a different crowd, although it seemed like no one else simulcast. And I think a lot of those people that go on Oz's, you kind of realize which ones probably don't care for me all that much because they don't pop in. Or they didn't pop in. But that's all right. You know, hey, we're all one big happy family. But that was a lot of fun. And Tony and I got to introduce you to Wood Bunny, who's probably live right now. And I ain't gonna lie, if you decided to go watch Wood Bunny instead of me, well, it'd be a good decision. And at the end, just so you know, I did a show off Wood Bunny. Tony wasn't around by that point, but I think around the 3 a.m. hour, I showed everyone. And what was actually kind of funny is the first time I showed it, I only showed it for a real quick glance. Cobb had his head turned down, so he totally missed it. And then he kind of looked up like, whoa, what just happened? So if you don't know who Wood Bunny is, ask Tony. He'll be available to send links to Wood Bunny. Anyway, like I said, I haven't heard back from Oz, so I don't think he was too upset about it. Thanos Copter says, I was going to ask if Wood Bunny was playing the part of Misinformation tonight. Oh my God. Seriously, man. Go back and watch the story if you want to know how we found out who Wood Bunny is. It's not a toy, although there's probably some plastic in there, some woodworking. But yeah, a lot of interesting things. But listen, if you haven't checked it out, you need to. If you're a bigger channel, smaller channel, jump on in there, man. And you know, we're a community, and we should be helping each other out. And I'm tired of seeing some of these, some guys that are just a little bit bigger that won't ever join in. They don't want to help out the little guys. They only look at bigger guys and think they can help them out. So, anyway, this week, my pickups, I'd say you guys probably saw the Bishop video, but hardly anyone watched it. This 97 Bishop is awesome. I really, really do like it. It's killing me because now I'm starting to look at X-Men and I'm like, man, I should just fill out, I should finish filling out the X-Men that I like. And let's be honest, I already collect enough stuff as it is, and I don't have room for everything. But I had to have it. I had a gift card for Um, I had a gift card for GameStop, so that's the reason why I got it, and I'm not upset about it at all. Uh, but as of what I have coming in, I did finally order some 3 weapons from Arsenal Pew Pews. Ordered them today. They shipped them out like an hour later. So that is some fast ass shipping. Um, I ordered one with paint. I'll do a review probably with all 3 of them together. I usually break stuff down and doing single stuff, but because it's the first time I've had them, you know, Good Iron's a little bit different because of all their stuff. Like they do a whole pack, and people know who Gridiron is. So I think I'm gonna do them all together. Now let's get on to someone who doesn't ship very fucking well, and that's Mezco. Mezco, you're a bunch of assholes, and I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't expect to get stuff shipped out first because I do reviews. You don't know who the fuck I am. It doesn't really matter, right? But I do have a problem when I know you've had the product for over 2 weeks. You've taken my money, which is well over $100. We spend more for the shipping because we think we're going to get it a little bit sooner. And I can't be mad if BBTS gets something before Mezco gets it, right? But I know Mezco got it. And here they are still sitting on my order, along with everyone else's. It's not just mine. Well, people from BBTS are getting theirs. I saw while I was in New Jersey, I followed this Chubsy Wubsy. It's a toy, toy store. I saw he got it in. Well, that must be nice that he got it in. So obviously, I'm going to assume Sergeant Reds will probably get it in before I get it. And this is not a $25 figure that I can just run out and grab and be like, hey, you know what? I'll bite the bullet. This is like a $125 figure. So Mezco, get your shit together. It's bullcrap now. Why am I paying extra to order from you? And I have 3 other figures on order already paid for. So I'm a little aggravated. Still haven't even received a shipping notice. It's been over 2 weeks. So, Mezco. And here's the other thing, Mezco. The Amazing got his. There's another guy, and when I went through his Instagram, I looked at all the stuff. He has all his Mezco. So clearly there's a pecking order when you decide that you're going to ship stuff. Again, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. It's truly pissed me off because, again, it's not about getting shit out first. It's that I paid a good amount of money up front to get this. And now you're just sitting on my money while I could have got it with cheaper shipping much quicker had I gone through BBTS. Or hell, probably just wait till a toy store gets it. Anyway, that's my first bitch of the night. Go figure. That's a hi to the chat. There's 59 people in right now. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It does help support the channel. There is no doubt about that. So let's just get to it. Turkish Murphy was in Yo-Yo Fellas. We got Massive Versal Toy Hunter, a wonderful channel member. We're going to be talking about channel members in a second. We have Thanos Captain. We have Speaking Moistly, who's here. Old Snake, Woody222. We have Grape 0001. That those two are right next to each other. Derek Holloman is here. Andrew R. We have Johnny Reno. Wonderful, wonderful customizer. We have Action Figs, also known as Ed, one of the moderators. We have Matthew Matson, the other moderator. What these two people say goes. They don't have to ask me. They know how I think, but fortunately, we haven't had too many assholes that have ever popped up. Listen, I'm going to get demonetized pretty quickly, I'm pretty sure, on this stream. We have Down South 77. We have The Titan. We have Gas Lands Mechanic. Viper Scout is in the house. Jay Astro has shown up. Liquid Identity is here. We have Marb's Hobbies. I'm getting better with some of these names. Poncho Studios. Eric Thurman is here. Nolan, who is in so many chats. I'm glad you stopped and give me time to be in my chat. We have Sabir. You get Sabir. Thanos Captor. Did I already say Thanos? I think I already said Thanos Captor. But hey, you know what? He's good enough that we can say twice. And thank him for staying on that stream Saturday night all night. Absolutely, it takes a lot to do that. Down South 77, we got Jeff. He just gets a first name. PNC Games and Things. Newfie 4024. We have Payne's Toy Samples. Great to see you in here. Let's see here. We got Fecy Viper. It always looks like it's free, but it's Fecy Viper. Old Snake is here. I think I already mentioned him. We're running out of all these different people, and I'm rambling on because I got to get through 3 hours. We got Kenzo's Creations here, who, if you missed it, he showed some amazing 3D prints that he's doing. If you like Masters of the Universe, go back to that show that I did on Saturday. Just scroll through it till you find. He started showing off all these modis that he did. He's 3D printing all different types. I think he did he did a skunk ore. There's a skunk ore one that he did as a custom. There's the glow in the dark one. He did so many modis. They look absolutely amazing. Great work that he's doing. So check him out if you have any, if you want something 3D printed. So I don't know how he does the customized, but hit him up. It's gonna be expensive, but hey, you know what? People don't do this shit for free. Just remember that. Toyamic Displays is here. We got Derek Holloman. I think I said him already. There's just so many right now. And I'm so glad Allison Troy, who hit me up, because we got to talk about what's going on for May the Force Be With You, where we're going to review some old figures. Darth Burke is here. And just so many people. Like I mentioned at the bottom. All right. Going to do a little plug right now for the channel members. All right, so first things first, I try and give out some stuff for the channel members. And Kenzo Creations became a channel member on this Saturday. So, all right, so I finally did it, and I'm gonna ask the channel members that have watched it. I finally did the video where I read off the mean comments aimed at me. I think there's 6 or 7 comments. The video's like 23 minutes long. And that's because the last comment is just so long that, it took a long time to read it and break it down. And the moment I posted it yesterday, people were... I was getting comments, and I haven't got one negative comment yet. So, if you want to hear me read some of the mean comments that are thrown my way, hear me read them, please join the channel membership. It's 99 cents. That's where it's going to be. I had a blast doing it. It's not going to be an every week thing. It's probably going to be once or twice a month as comments build up, and I'm thinking maybe I'll, if it goes well, maybe I'll do some of the funny comments. You'd be surprised some of the comments like Graph will drop and different things like that. But I absolutely had a blast doing it. I wasn't sure how it was going to come off, but so far everyone has really enjoyed it and found it pretty funny. So Down South says, I didn't have a chance to watch it yet, but the first one was hilarious. Yeah, dude. I had an absolute blast. Matthew says, I told you when it dropped, and Allison agrees it's perfect members content. I think it is. And the thing that, Matthew said to me, it gives the people that are watching you a little insight into what I have to deal with. And it's not just me. But listen, if you can't deal with bad comments being thrown your way, this is not where you want to be. And what I mean by that is on YouTube. If you don't have a thick skin, also, I don't think that anyone that is best way to put it. I don't think that anyone that I read their comments if they're probably not a channel member. If they are, I don't care, because you're going to leave a comment. Listen, you can't be mad if somebody reads those comments. So I just realized as I'm watching it here, I can see exactly. So I want to say thank you to Jeff. Thank you to Jeff for donating 5 toy memberships. And as I can look at them here, I can see Woody222 got it, Thanos Copter, Paints Toy Samples, Darth Berkey, Viper Scout. And it's funny because Kenzo's creation, when he jumped on it again, he said, well, fine, since I lost my free membership, I'll get one again. And he was the next one in line. So awesome to see you guys. Thank you. Check it out, man. Again, 99 cents. I understand. 99 cent here, 99 cent there, $1 there. It adds up. So I get it, because I canceled a bunch of memberships too, because after a while you're like, hey, I'm not really watching them anymore, and I want to give it to someone I have been watching. Anyway, enough of that. Go watch it after this. Action Fig says, now you have to say his last name the best you can. No, I thought that him donating was he was happy that I didn't even try and pronounce Rakacheski, right? Rakacheski. Like I said, my ex's name is Kamenecki, and her brother played professional baseball. And when she would say that her brother played baseball, she goes, people would look at me and go, your brother's not Ken Caminiti. And she'd say, I never said it was. That's not my last name. And another one of the channel members, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Wraith makes, hey punks, hey folks. Wraith, I got them today, and they are absolutely awesome. Wraith sent me these patches of his. They're Velcro. And I'm assuming this because you said you played paintball. So they can Velcro onto so many different things, right? But he sent me this one, which I've already checked it, and you're damn right, it does glow. So it's going to go up there. Thank you, Wraith. That was absolutely awesome. I appreciate anything that anyone sends me. I never expected any of that. So, Killer King, I don't think I've ever seen you pop in here. So great to have you. Mean comments on the internet, never. Fish Gosh Kidsers. This is a place of learned scholars on every subject known to mankind. Listen, you're absolutely right. But it's fun, man, because listen, if you can't joke about yourself and what you're doing, then I don't know what to do. Like, this is fun. This is fun. I enjoy doing it. But hey, you know what? I love what Toy Anxiety does, where they search for sad comments. But I'm said, hey, fuck it, I'm going to talk about mine, like what people have said on mine to me. And I'm not hiding. I'm just, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it this way. And wow, Mr. Wonderful donated. Mr. Wonderful is a member for 4 months, and then he gifted 5 memberships, which from what I can see here, it's hard to see. So Action Fig's got one, Eric Thurman, the Titan, David R., and Mick Murphy. So enjoy it, but don't go there now. And then Woody222, go buy an X-Men 90 figure. Thank you very much. $19.99 super chat. That means, seriously, guys, thank you very much. It all means so much. Like this, listen, we are building a hell of a community, and I need to pass that on. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you guys to do something. All right? I already asked you guys, hey, you know what? Want to join the membership? Join the membership. It's a lot of fun. But I'm going to ask you guys right now. I'm going to drop the link right now. our own Dreadnought Ryan, just like I did with you guys for Tony's Figs. Why don't you go subscribe to his channel? He is sitting at 981. He has no idea that I'm going to do this. So it's not like he asked me to do it. Matter of fact, I don't like doing things where people ask me to do it. Let it just be organic. Why don't you go check out the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors? Ryan gives great news on G.I. Joe, Gridiron, different things like that. Great guy. Seriously, one of the nicest guys. And he has no problem calling out certain people. Travis. Anyway, go over there right now. You can open up another window. Subscribe. Get him over 1,000. I want Ryan over 1,000. I want him to open this up. I want him to open up his YouTube and be like, holy shit, I hit 1,000, and he can fully monetize. But either way, I'm not going to tell you guys to go somewhere if I don't think someone's going to give you good content. And Roman, come here. Roman needs to say hi. Get over here and say hi to everyone. Come on. Come on. Everyone can hear you barking. Up here. Come on.
I go to see what he's barking at.
Come here.
He's looking out the window, barking at absolutely nothing.
Look over there. He sees the cats.
No, I saw nothing. His mohawk was up.
Yes, he sees one of the cats.
Wait,
you don't see it because they can see it.
Let me show them on Boozy page. New cut.
So my daughter got a new haircut. I'm Boozy. I don't know. All right. That one doesn't care about being on camera.
What?
You don't care about being on camera and derailing my show.
Because I'm cool. Cool. I knew I was gonna come up and show you. I had it planned.
All right.
I was gonna figure it out somehow.
Okay, cool. She was determined, I guess, to show. I didn't know this. Anyway, 82 people. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Again, I'm asking you to hit the like button. I'm asking you to go to Island of Misfit Toys. Give Dreadnought Ryan a sub. Again, good guy. I want to see him over 1,000. He was at 981 when we started. He's at 991. So only 9 more, but I'm still going to hound you guys. Push him well over 1,000. All right. So after this, go watch mean comments. I really can't wait to do more, but they all got to be organic and come in. All right. Thank you to everyone that uses my Amazon and Entertainment Earth. I really haven't really pushing all that much. As I mentioned, Amazon, anything you order, if you click down the link, it does help support the channel. There are some people that have been ordering a lot of stuff off Entertainment Earth, a lot of stuff off Amazon, and I just can't say thank you more than that. So, whew. And before we get into any type of news, Thursday with a friend is JLS Comics. JLS, if you're listening, please say hi and tell me that you've seen the messages that I've sent you. I worry when it's not someone I have that I contact with all the time. He said he has it marked, so I do trust him. But just as a person that's creating content and you're happy to have a guest, I'm like, where are you, JLS? So JLS Comic is supposed to be on for Thursday with the friend. I think that one's going to be really good. But yeah, and then on Thursday that morning, well, we have the Joe stream. So I'm assuming Wednesday night, everything will probably start popping of what we're going to see. That's usually what happens. But yeah. And Toyamic here. Yeah, Toyamic Display. JLS makes great content. Honest to God, like the stuff he does. If you want to know about a G.I. Joe character and he's talked about it, like, dude, he breaks it down in like less than 20 minutes. Like less than me doing a review, which is crazy. Because I don't know how to go short. Like I don't know. I know. Oh shit! Here come the short jokes. I definitely know how to go short and be short. Yeah. Hey Punk, do you think I should grab an extra van to resell or trade, or do you think there will be a ton of them? Yeah, there's gonna be a ton of them. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a problem, to be 100% honest. That type of stuff, I There's gonna be lots of vamps, stingers, vamp 2, in my personal opinion. But yeah. Crusty Old Crow says, Punk, I can't wait for JLS. I'm working on a degree in watching that Who is Joe series while I paint and make conversions now. Amazing motivation and inspiration. Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. So we have Jay Astro, who just became a channel member. Thank you. And JLS Comics just donated five memberships, so he is watching. So I think it's safe to say JLS will be there. Thank you very much. I'm excited. I think a lot of people are excited, even though we're going to be going up against everyone that wants to talk about the G.I. Joe stream. But we're going to do good. So JLS had donated. It went to My Buddy's Customs, Down South 77. No, wait, not down. Oh, he's already won. My Buddy's Customs, White Vagina, Ray Black, Shingo 730, and B&B Toys. So I love seeing this. I don't see it on my StreamYard side, but I didn't see it over here on my tablet where I'm running this. And it's pretty cool because I can see a lot of people that never comment here are getting this, which tells me I love the fact that there are people that are just tune in and watch it. They don't feel they want to be part of the community or the stream, and they don't feel like they need to talk, and that's perfectly fine if you just want to chat. I like the fact that there are people that just want to hear my voice, which, again, still absolutely shocks me 27 minutes into this. And Mr. Wonderful said, just gave JLS Comics a sub, and that's awesome. I would push it. I would tell you to go sub over there, but if you're not subbed already, I don't know what the hell you're doing. And that guy is just a juggernaut right now. And Ray Black just popped in, said, oh my God, thanks for the membership. JLS, again, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And let's do this one more time before we get into the news. Copy. Boom. Paste once again. Go sub right now to the Misfits of Island Toys. Dreadnought Ryan, again, he's become a really good friend of mine. He's one of the people that I talk to every single day. So go over there, hit that sub if you haven't. And before we get in, let's just say hi to Emerald Knight Photos. Wonderful photography on his Facebook page. I cannot say enough about Emerald Knight. And I'm going to be reaching out to you really shortly about doing a Thursday because I want to do the journey to Joe Fest and building all the people. If you want to find someone that does wonderful pictures, and there's a lot of guys on there, including my moderators, both of them. But the stuff that Emerald Knights does, and the thing that he does that I don't see anyone else doing, and I'm not saying no one else does, but the thing that I don't see other people doing is he puts the millimeter and the lens and everything that he did to take that shot. I think it's great, great content. So go over there on his Instagram page if you're not following yet. And he does all kinds of stuff. Hell, he's made Super 7 Ultimate figures look good. Do you know how hard that is? And we have Clint Jorgensen here, huge fan of JLS, G.I. Joe, and Marvel vids. Man, JLS, you have a huge following. I am so excited about Thursday, honestly. I really am. All right. 90 people watching. Please hit that like button. I'm not going to... Can you guys hear Roman? He sees a cat out there. Probably on my neighbor's side. Or sitting like right on my fence, knowing that there's a cat, and he's just pissed. My daughter said he had this mohawk, and if you know anything about at least pit bulls, I can't speak for other ones. When they get anxious, like man, they get this mohawk down their back, and it's something else. All right, anyway, let's get into some Motu news. And there's actually quite a bit of Motu news. So listen, 92 people, none of you leave because it won't last forever. We'll be into McFarlane soon enough, and McFarlane may have dropped a new Batman. All right. So only at Walmart. I know everyone's favorite thing when it comes to Motu is when they're Walmart exclusives. And we have Necroconda, Terror, and Lord Grasp. So here's Lord Grasp. He's a bunch of kit bash and repaint, or new paint. I can't really say repaint. New paint. He's got Clawful's hands. I'm not sure who the shield is. It's got Scareglow's cape. Squeeze his head. I think it looks pretty interesting. It might be something I'd be willing to pick up if I saw. Again, I'm starting to tone away from the Motu Origins, but this is a very interesting figure I know nothing about. The Titan says, Punk, you might hit 100 if Wood Bunny doesn't go live. I hit 100 one time. One fucking time. And I don't even remember what video it was. It wasn't even the top watched video. And it was exactly 100, man. Killer King says, nah, you're in Michigan. It's probably a dog, man. No, dude, no. I have all these stray cats, and he hates the stray cats. He hates the stray cats. Not the band, though. He probably hates the band, too. Because not they're really that good. Master Versal says, the shield is King Hiss. King Hiss is not one that I got or even looked for, to be honest. I think I had the chance to get him. I've seen that pretty much every single figure that's been released. I've seen them almost all at the store, so it's not shocking. I've turned down a lot of them. I mean, I found Duplico there one time. So here he is from the side shot, and again, I like the paint on the claw. It's very interesting. I know nothing about this character, but the black just really works. So much so that, like I said, I could see if I saw it, and it may just grab me and be like, I have to pick this one up. But I think it looks good. You can only do so much when it comes to these. You can only do so much when it comes to the articulation and posing with them, with these. So. Chris Ellis, Lawrence, who is your favorite hockey team? Well, my favorite hockey club is the Detroit Red Wings. I'm a Detroiter, Michigan. Oddly enough, I'm not a Lions fan because I gave up on them a long time ago, although they're absolutely a wonderful team right now. They have the right coach from everything that I can see and what's looking to be a great GM. So here he is, again, Walmart exclusive, so he's going to be hard to get. Here's everything that he comes with, but again, these things are like $20. So, or maybe even, fuck the arrogance. You guys have that first Stanley Cup only because the Detroit Red Wings completely embarrassed Pat Roy in Montreal by constantly scoring over and over, and he demanded a trade. It so pisses me off. So do you love or hate my Leafs these days? I've always hated the Leafs. The Leafs are that fan base thinks they've won the Stanley Cup every single year, and they haven't won since 1965, I believe, because the Red Wings were 54 before they ended their drought. Not a Leaf fan, but I will say they do have one of the best sweater logos of any team, and I mean any team. I think the Red Wings are still the best by far. Obviously, I'm a little biased. I think most of the Detroit teams have very, very classic, except for the Lions. There's nothing classic about the Lions. Speaking Moistly said, it's been 67. Okay, I'm sorry. It's been a long-ass time. But that has been a long-ass time since any Canadian team has held the cup. The Hurricanes. Man, we're going to go down the hockey. I like the whale. But the Hurricanes were actually owned by a Detroiter for the longest time too. So Carmanos. And Krusty Old Crow 67. We do have the worst fan base for long-term memory issues. No. That goes to the Dallas Cowboys. You guys do come in second pretty easily, but the Cowboys are the worst. If Tony was here, I don't know where Tony is. I talked to him for like 3 hours today. Anyway, enough with this dude. Now on to Terror. This guy is very interesting. Was he like a real figure before? I don't know, but he's really interesting. Man, guys, don't get me. Listen, you guys are sidetracking me with the 97, 98 wings here. Mike Vernon. Hey, listen, if they're your team, then you root for them. Just like when I say soccer sucks and someone tells me, skateboarding sucks, and I go, okay, I don't care. But that's what makes sports great, man. Cowboys won in the 90s, so Leafs fans are the sorest ones. Well, you could actually say the Cleveland Indians are. I'm sorry. We can't say that anymore. I forget what the Cleveland's name is. It's really dumb. Anyway, Terror is just interesting looking with his what looks like 3 teeth. He's got an extended head. I don't know about this figure. It's kind of interesting, but I don't know. But he's there if you want it. You butchered Fedorov's last name, but I can't really blame you. And listen, I know all you hockey guys. You want to hear something crazy? Because the Illiches are, and they're the ones that own the Red Wings and the Tigers and Little Caesars. They are so sore. They are so butthurt that Sergei left. They will not retire his number. He's one of the greatest hockey players of all time. They will not retire his number, but the trainer that hands out the numbers refuses to hand out the number 91. Hopefully, this guy, Steve Yzerman, yes, I know it's not called Yzerman. If anyone was, it's Yzerman, I know. Hopefully, being the GM, he will change that. And it's Pat Roy. Just like you guys remember the goalie, Guy Herbert. Everyone called him Guy Bear, but it's clearly said Guy Herbert. All right, you guys are distracting me. And listen, I still have 89 people hanging on every word of Motu here. So this guy's interesting. I just don't see myself picking him up. I feel no connection to him, but he is an interesting looking figure. A huge kit bash. So anyway, here's what he comes with. Everything that came with Trapjaw. Oddly enough, you can get this thing probably easier than you get Trapjaw. You can get the parts to make a Trapjaw. But then this one. What was this guy's name again? Hold on. So this is Necroconda. I have no idea who he is, what he does, other than he glows in the dark. So if I see this one, I'm definitely picking it up. And he's actually an interesting looking figure. He has a snake for a chest here. You can obviously tell it's like a cobra around it. It looks like he has, I don't know, I'm looking back. He wouldn't be over there. Cobra Khan's face. Yeah. And he comes with Lady Slither's snake, or snake bottom, whatever. But it looks like he has all glow-in-the-dark weapons. Yes, this one will be going up there if I find it. If I can pre-order it, I don't care. This is one that I do want, so no doubt about that. This one I liked. And to be honest, even if it wasn't glow-in-the-dark, the colors are cool, and I think the character looks cool. It looks like he actually has a soft goods. He'll probably be $40, and I won't buy him. like Moss Man is sitting there clogging pegs right now. Snake bottom girls make the rocky world go around. Toyamic, that is awesome. Woody says, yeah, I need that. He comes with a toilet curler. Oh, come on. Glow in the dark equals auto win in toy community, ordering dozens of these. Do you know Matthew had the nerve to say to me, not everything has to be glow in the dark? Matthew, I was so disappointed that you said that. Matthew got this black light. Amazon, $10, right? Ooh, I love this thing. And again, it lights up the glow in the dark so fast. But when you walk around and looking at your toys and maybe other things, don't look at your walls. You'd be surprised how much water and stuff is built up on your walls. It changes everything. Like just the look of everything. You're like, I want this color. I want the toy to look like this. But you can't always get that. Anyway, his name sounds like a stripper name. I don't know. Like, and Bullwinkle showed up. Great for you. Great that you jumped on with us, man. Thank you very much. He jumped on Saturday. So, what's up, Pumpkin Chat? All right. Oh, look, Tony Figs finally showed up. What in the hell is this happy horse shit? This is awesome. That's what it is. If you were here from the beginning, you would have heard everything, but you didn't. I don't know what you were doing on Monday night. I know you're not working. And come on, guys. Island of Misfits Toys is 5 away from that 1,000, man. So we're going to do it one more time. A bunch of people have jumped in. 86 people here. Don't tell me that there aren't at least 5 people that have not subbed to Dreadnought Ryan. So here we go once again. I'm being pushy. Tony loved the fact that he said, bullying you guys to go over and subscribe to his channel. Well, I'm telling you to do the same thing today. Island of Misfits Toys. All right. I've been on Motu too long. We've dropped and lost about 6 or 7 people. So anyway, I think this one is awesome. Super excited for it. All right. Then we got images of the new merman that's going to be the Filmation. A lot of people are not happy with this. I looked at it. I thought it looked kind of stupid, but the more and more I thought about it, I think it looks like the Filmation when you started thinking about it. And they actually make him look like he's in some decent poses, but he comes with his trident and he comes with his orb. Now, I don't remember anything about the orb. So maybe there's something that I'm missing, but the more I see this figure, the more I'm like, this thing is actually awesome. Allison says he literally looks like Filmation Merman, but less stupid. Yeah, people were upset. I've heard people complaining about it. And I'm just like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Because once I saw it, I was like, yeah, this makes no sense. Clint Jorgensen, I'm only 1,000 away from 1,000. Well, I'd be able to get you up to 82 right now, possibly. I can't even get to a goddamn 100 here. Drives me nuts. I've hit it one time, and you're like, come on, man. By luck, I should at least luck into 1,000 every now and then, or into 100, right? Anyway. Again, I think this looks awesome. I'm trying to stay away from this line because, again, I'm almost trying to get out of just the origins as it is. But there's certain figures that they keep fucking pulling me back in. Speaking mostly, I look stupid. God damn, like it didn't even dawn on me, but yep, it looks just like you right there. That is awesome. So there you go. That's what he comes with. Now, this is the one that I don't know if I'm going to be able to say no if I see it. And that is Stratos. And Stratos was always one of my favorite figures. And I didn't even realize how much the Filmation looks different than the original Masters of the Universe figures. I always thought they looked the same. I guess it's like that Mandela effect. Like you think it's the same, and then when you start seeing it, you're like, holy shit, they really did not look anything like that. This thing is awesome. And I don't want to get into the line. I don't want to go down this road, but man, I see this Stratos, and I'm so stoked on it. I think it's super cool. I just always loved the character. I love that he could fly, and all the good stuff like that. So this is like, yeah. If I'm gonna grab one, it's gonna be this. But I already know what's gonna happen if I grab one. So this is the Motu Filmation. So the Origins line is what everyone's been having. The Filmation line, they stand up a little bit straighter, but they are absolutely built straight off of the cartoon that we had. So it's definitely one of those, like, again, like I think of Origins and the original line, I'm like, oh my God, they look just like the cartoon. But then when you start looking at it, you're like, oh my God, like they never really look like the cartoon. But it's like that Mandela effect, because here's the cartoon and you're grabbing it. But then again, the same was with G.I. Joe. Like I never really looked at like the G.I. Joes and thought they looked so different. I think maybe because I watched G.I. Joe more and I collected as an adult early, that was kind of my whole thing. Like, oh, wow, they don't really look like that. But we never really thought about it as kids, right? So, and here he is flying or attempting to fly. It's just funny. But he just comes with his air trident, I guess we can call it. But yeah, once you pop, you can't stop. But yeah, I can't. If I see this one, it might be one that I buy. But then it goes down that Origins line where I said I'm only buying these 4, and next thing I know, well, let's just say it didn't stop at 4. All right. So all these pictures are from. I forgot to give credit. All these pictures of the Motu stuff come from Toy Habits, their website, wonderful channel. I think the Toy Sorceress and Michael do a wonderful job. They put a lot of time and effort into that website. And if you are interested, especially in Motu, G.I. Joe, they can point you in the right direction with their website. So Toy Habits website, this is where all this came from. So this is the San Diego Comic-Con, and this is Too Bad. And the fact that they are going to do a Too Bad that give you the 2 figures that get turned into one, and because of the pop and swap, which is funny that this is what Lenny from the G.I. Joe team wanted to do with the arms that people complained popped off too easily. This is exactly what Motu does, right? But it looks like they're going to give you the buck, and here's how you can turn Too Bad into Too Bad, or you get the 2 separate figures. And I think this is absolutely awesome. And this might be the one, because when it comes to San Diego Comic-Con, they do put these up, and I'll probably order this one. I think this is awesome. And I have no, like, I never cared for Too Bad, but I think this is awesome. This is an amazing idea. Here's your pack. Here's your Too Bad. It is an exclusive. They can still put a Too Bad out there at Mattel Creations. But here you go with this. So I love this idea. This is it's you're like, oh, it's genius. I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, why didn't somebody else think of this? But they did, and I'm glad they did. So can we get a Creations line again, please, someone? Or I'm sorry. Can we get a Centurions line, please, someone? I don't remember that. I mean, I know the name. I'm in the toy community enough, but I don't remember it as a child. So, but it looks like, just looking at here, man, like so many people seem to like this. Chris Ellis, even Tony's Fake says it's cool. Woody, look at all these new channel members. They're all going to go check out the the video later on. Hope you. I do want honest opinions, man. Like, listen, when you watch the video, give me an honest comment of what you actually think of it. Matthew says ramen mad centurions. So ramen is doing no ramen. Why? Because you won't get it for 5 years. Zorn, check out Ramen Toys 80s Commander. So, Mega J has tainted anything ramen for me. I would love to know why. I don't want to hear it here. I'd love you to send me a message and see why. Anyway, so I believe that's all the Motu. So very interesting figures. Again, I love the filmation, but I don't want it. But I love that they're giving it to people, and I know people are super excited. And man, this is what G.I. Joe should be doing, but I feel like sometimes Hasbro's in their own way. But let's get to McFarlane. This guy's always dropping stuff. Maybe even barefooted versions of himself. So let's just start with a couple of drops that I saw. I don't know if anything dropped today. I actually did not check to see if there was any news. But we do have a vampire Nightwing, not Robin, who's holding a heart, I believe, there. This face is just absolutely ugly, and it looks more like a Deadite. So he is a 7-inch version. So if you have a neck of ash, you could probably blow him away, because that looks like a Deadite more than a zombie or vampire or whatever the hell he's supposed to be. It says Lawrence wants a Todd figure for his top shelf. Listen, the only figure that I would put on a top shelf would be a little Mikey Frenchie. Anyway, everything is top shelf. Next, we have this Batman first appearance with his lavender gloves. I didn't really remember this, and I know some people got called out because they asked what's up with the gloves. Yeah, in the first appearance, he wears these weird gloves. He does have a what I would assume is a wired cape of some sorts. With McFarlane, I'm sure it's going to be fairly cheap, but hey. Ooh. I hope you're saying that Nightwing sucks, because Nightwing is awesome. He's the only person that should ever be handed the mantle from Bruce, other than Terry McGinnis, but that's because Bruce is too old to be Batman. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. People did comment that, yeah, maybe he's just too big. They used a buck that's just a little bit too big because he was pretty small in that original appearance. But you never know. Thanos says, finally a Batman figure. I know, dude. We've been waiting for this guy to drop one, and finally he gives us one. Zorn says, I say that lovingly, Mega J, grab a Mach 3, and get to work. So this Batman's going to be coming out. And then we have another Nightfall Batman, but in black. Now, I think this figure looks really good. But I don't remember Nightfall if he wore black. He wore blue, I'm pretty sure, the whole time. So this is just the Nightfall Batman buck head sculpt. I think it looks really good. And if you missed out on the other one and you're like, damn, I really wanted that Batman, because I think that's the best Batman that he's done yet. Here you go. Another chance to get it if you like the black better than the blue, which I kind of do, but it's not the Nightfall one. Shango says Nightwing and the Mafex Nightwing is indeed awesome. Matthew, my moderator, will fully agree with you because I think he said that's probably the best figure of the year. was that Nightwing, that Mafex Nightwing figure. Toyamic, I think we'll probably get it. He's making Ramen now. I think you're gonna start getting maybe more of that stuff through Mezco. Although, will they ship it out? That's a whole other question. We started on their assholes again. Anyway. Then we got another Flash with black eyes. I don't know. He has like black around his eyes. I don't know what the purpose of it is. Other than that, I think the figure looks pretty good. McFarlane, sometimes his figures are, he hits them really well, but yeah. So this is what I have to say to that. I think that would be the best figure that they could make because you'd actually have a cloth hood. But we all know my comments on Hooded Cobra Commander, and I can't believe I'm going to discuss it again tonight, but I am. So anyway, here is that. Gives him the lightning. I think this actually looks good. It looks better than like making Aquaman swim and give him water and stuff like that. Just it doesn't work for me. Though the lightning here, or whatever you want to call it, I think this works. But the black eyes, just I don't know. I don't know what's up with the black eyes. Maybe I missed something. Maybe one of you guys can, fill me in or fill everyone in on why. But I think the figure looks pretty decent. I would send it up to Tony and say, fix these eyes for me. He's in a real dumb running pose. He's actually running pretty much like Tom Cruise in every movie. Completely vertical. Here's the back, which looks nothing like his running pose that they're showing in there. So, yes, Tony, I know you do eyes. No Mad Hatter. I don't even believe Mad Hatter knows who the hell I am, Zorn. Although I think Mad Hatter makes some pretty good content. I haven't watched him in a while. He was one of the ones when I was in the Geek Dad Life, Toy Anxiety, all them. I thought Mad Hatter. I like him because he just says what's on his fucking mind. And it's a relief. The guy's like sitting in a chair. Boom, he hits play. And he just starts talking. And that guy got monetized. He hit like 10,000 so quickly. And he just, he talked to the people that were watching him. And again, like I said, I think he does a really good job because he's just himself. And I think it's really hard. I think we're getting less and less people. They want to put on a front. All right. So he is dropping for the 30th anniversary of Spawn. I don't know if it's 30th anniversary of Spawn. It has to be for Spawn, not for so much for the figures, right? And he gave you this figure. This thing is pretty much a statue. The legs don't move. I don't believe the body moves. The arms just move up and down. Maybe his head moves up and down, moves right to left. But that's not an action figure. I'm sorry. It's Deep Six, right? It's fucking Deep Six. I don't get this. He's got the big fist. A cool looking Gatling gun, but it's not an action figure. It's only $25, but I think that's $25 more than it. Well, I can't say 25. It's about $5, $10 more than it should be, considering it's just a big hunk of plastic without. It's a shampoo bottle, is what it is. You know the big shampoo bottles? Yeah. Possibly, but this is supposed to be. They're built off of to look like the original figures that he did. So you can see they're in this wonderful plastic that I've discussed before. Like, this is the hardest stuff to get off anything in life. All right. This is what you should put stuff in to keep people from stealing it. Right. You want something not stolen? Put it in this. The Batmobile, when it went into its shield, this is what should have covered it, because you cannot open up one of these things. His packaging, if anyone remembers back from the 90s, not only did you need scissors, but even with scissors, your hands were coming out like you just gotten a thumb wrestling battle with Edward Scissorhands. Like, there was no way of your hand coming out unscathed. And hey, he gave it back because he wanted that 90s feel, I guess. But even less articulation. Here's another one of the statues. Although this one looks awesome, it's still a statue. He's holding a big giant gun. I think it looks awesome. I love the dark muted colors on him. The attention to detail on the cape, which is just all torn up, I think looks amazing. Todd says the pose is how guys flex in the gym. The TikTok. Hey, you know what? Listen, if you're a big guy and you know how to pose, fucking go for it, man. So he does get a card. I don't know why you need to stand. I mean, again, I don't know. Wait a minute. I know you need to stand because, as Matthew will say, these stands are awesome for figures other than McFarlane figures. Right, Matthew? And let's say hi to Travis from A Toy Kind of Mood. What up, punk? He just got home from a set. Hopefully it's not a porn set. Or maybe hopefully it is a porn set. I don't know. Matthew says, hey, I need those McFarlane stands for my Joes. I have to say, if you were going to use stands, they probably are the best. They are very flat. You don't see them nearly as much. But they suck for McFarlane figures. And then you get this figure. Now this statue. Now this is supposed to be an homage to the Black Panther. I can't think of the actor's name that passed away. I'm not really sure why. I mean, I understand the crossing and that he's black. But other than that, I'm not sure what the homage is. I think it's really nice that he did one. And McFarlane is one of those people that you can say what you want about him. Thank you, Tuama. Chadwick Boseman, thank you very much. He doesn't care about if someone else did the line or if he wants to play, if he wants to pay homage to someone or do something like that, he's going to. And I think that's wonderful that he doesn't really allow certain things like that to get in his way. Because, again, you can do stuff without crossing the line to where you can get sued. And it's great that he pays tribute to different things like that. And I'm just talking about, like, when you hear him talk and stuff and different things that he's discussed. So, like, he obviously does not shy away from his Spider-Man cover that he did. Like, every single figure has been in that damn pose. So, here's the back of it. Again, it looks wonderful. It comes with signed cards if you want. So, and it comes in a case that you can use as a weapon to fight zombies if need be, right? And, like, again, it's still one of those things where I just constantly, I hate these packaging. I mean, I can picture the stitching. It's not stitching, but the way that it's stitched here, like it's pressed together, and it's impossible to come up. So even when you cut the top off, like it doesn't. Oh my god! And as like a young kid trying to open it up. Oh, god damn it! All right. So now we get to the tribute figures. Oh, Uncle Todd. So, this one is very interesting. I don't have a problem with him doing a character of himself. It's not like he does it all the time. He is at so many shows. He shows his face. He is one of the few owners that you will constantly see his face. But this Spawn. And now before anyone says, hey, that Spawn is of the early Spawn that he drew when he was a kid, I do understand that. But I'm going to discuss that in a second. So it's a 2-pack. I believe this is exclusive to his website. So you are going to be paying a good amount. The figure looks odd, and I don't have a problem with him saying, hey, this is like an early version of how I drew him. Everyone needs an Uncle Todd. Lucha Libre Spawn. That's actually pretty good there. He is a skinny little guy, man. Everything that I've seen him. Toyamic says Lightfield's imitation video on Todd that's floating around recently is hilarious. I gotta check that out now. So the figure looks decent. I mean, at least he has no problem making a bad face sculpt of himself, like he does for so many of the DC superheroes. But I love the fact that they give him a lanyard. They give him a microphone, which he would often be talking into. He's wearing the Spawn shirt, which he says, "You can catch me walking around with my Spawn shirt." Yeah, we get it. And then he has a pen and a Spawn comic that he's signing. So I think it's really cool. I like the idea. Now, here he is barefoot, which when he talked about it and he said, "Oh, yeah, we don't know. Is a lot of times I'm walking around without my shoes on." And I'm like, "But you still have socks on." And so the worst thing about this, well, not the worst thing in general. So it comes in this awful packaging, which we've already discussed. Here's the back of it. We're going to go back to this in a second. So you can see the pins for the toe articulation, which looks awful. I mean, you should have made them white so they look like socks. I don't know why you wanted to give him bare feet. But this is what I didn't understand. Okay? I think you see it best here. So he said, this is a drawing of my original Spawn, which is kind of cool, right? First ones that I really did when I was a teenager. But he goes, but yeah, the colors are a little different. Why would you make the colors different? If you're going back to do a Spawn that Spawn never looked like this because there's an early rendition of what you did, why wouldn't you use the blues? It's hard to see here, but the black is supposed to be blue. Why wouldn't you go with that paint scheme? Unless you're just going to repaint it later on and put a single figure out. So again, Uncle Todd, he does interesting things. We all know this. We don't always understand it, but yeah. That's Uncle Todd for you right there. And that's it for those two things. So I'm trying to watch the chat, and people seem to be making jokes and saying he's 5'7", and then Eric says that basically means 5'2". I mean, he's skinny. I don't know if he's short. I don't think he's that. I mean, is he that short? Because he played minor league baseball or was trying to play minor league baseball. So, yeah, I didn't grab those. I talked about them last week. It was like $75. Maybe we'll, you know what? We're here right now. So quickly, while we're here, pull this up here. All right. Gonna bully you guys one more time, man. Like, get Dreadnought Ryan over 1,000. All right, he's right there. I don't even know if he wants to monetize, but then he has the chance to completely monetize, and then I can always hold this over his head. that because of me, he's monetized, or he never would have got monetized. And since he's not here to defend himself, I can say that. So go over right now. Link is right there. Subscribe to the Island of Misfit Toys Collector, Dreadnought Ryan. Again, especially if you're a G.I. Joe fan. Yeah, he bought about 10 McGuire homer. Well, he bought the DJ Fevish 5 Ash. Sorry. You know what's funny? I was talking to Tony and we were looking to see when Wraith showed up. Because we're like, where the hell did Wraith come? Or Tony was like, where the hell did Wraith come from? Like, he just popped on one day, and then he joined in on the live stream, and he's been a great addition to this community. But I was trying to figure out what Punk's pit he showed up on, and you were like on the first Punk's pit, DJ. So it's great to see you back here. Doing your thing, and 5 Ash, not Fevish, I know. 5 Ash. So, is Dreadnought Ryan to... Come on, guys. Dreadnought is at 1,000 now. Thank you guys all very much. He will be very happy about that. So, I'm going to pull up Big Bad Toys right now. We can kind of look at these quickly before we move on to the next set of slides. We did talk about these. They were just in black and white, and they said they were going to drop. So I'm going to present. Share screen. All right. So here we have Blood Wolf. And again, going from the gray to now looking at this, way different. Now, $75 bucks. Again, I'm not gonna say, I mean, it's expensive, but again, I think in this day and age, if you're a toy collector, you realize like $75 for a toy it's expensive, but not at the top and not at the bottom. And you're gonna pay this for smaller companies and lines, and that's another thing we will be discussing later on. But I think this one looks pretty interesting. There's no doubt about it. Now, how well they come out, I've never had a loose collectible. But if you are into, the Rob Liefeld stuff, the early Image stuff, I believe he was all Image, correct? If I'm wrong, then please correct me. I'm not a fan of when they peg weapons into anything. I just, I don't know. I hate the pegging, I hate the pegging weapon system. I can't believe I said that. Yes, that's what she said. Again, Todd, you're paying a smaller company for a smaller run for probably what's going to be a thicker, bigger figure. And I understand what people are saying. But here you go. Does he come with that little vehicle in the back? No, he comes with 3 guns, the knife, a bunch of hands, a couple of different heads. So, but he is he's based on a 6-inch scale, but it doesn't mean that he's 6 inches. I don't know if he's bigger than that. 32 points of articulation, 2 heads, 2 fists, 2 trigger hands, 2 grip hands, 2 open hands, 2 action hands. So 10 sets of hands. 5 sets of hands. Removable vest, removable belt, knife with sheath, 2 rifles, and big ass gun. So, Machine Man, is that troll hair? That's kind of what it looks like, isn't it? Old Snake says, I got loose collector Lady Death, and it is good. So look at that. I haven't heard anything bad about them. And again, yes, some figures are expensive. That's just the way of this community and the way of this hobby, unfortunately. So, and here's, how he looks next to the other figure, which we'll take a look in a second. So here is Bloodstrike Cabot Stone. I mean, he did steal him from Cable, right? Like, he didn't even change the first 4 letters. So, interesting design. Clearly, you can see the Cable references here. But yeah, will people want to spend $75? I think there are people that are willing to. Again, there's going to be a smaller run of these figures. And if you like this line, this is why you pay a little more for stuff like this. Again, I talked about, reaction figures. When you're talking about a punk rock figure, a reaction that's $20, a Circle Jerks or, Agnostic Front, Gorilla Biscuits, things that you're not going to get. Well, guess what? I'm going to pay a little more because I know I'm not going to have a chance to buy too many of them. So if you like this, hey, here it is. I think all in all, these images, and these are all digital renders from what I can tell, they look really good. Now, how easy is the vest to take off? That's a whole other story. We've seen vests that are just awful. So he pretty much comes with the exact same stuff, other than he comes with a pistol, But they're based on a 6-inch scale, does not mean that they're 6 inches tall. So, if you are interested, there you go. We talked about it last week. Hold on. What was the last picture there? Oh, yeah. So they actually show them standing up to other figures. So I think that's a Psycho Sid. There he is next to Cable. So they're going to stand just over 6 inches, I believe, or just around 6. All right. We can remove this because we don't need it anymore. All right. Give me a second here, guys. Woo! Wow. This show is going by quickly, and man, I still have a whole other set of slides to get to before we even get into the topic, which I really do want to discuss. So, Toyamic says they start making Youngblood. I'm in. Barbasol is 1-to-1 scale. Mr. Wonderful saw Sid Vicious. Shane says the feet actually look good. Anyone buying the $400 Jurassic Barbasol of BBTS? I don't even know what you're talking. I closed it out, so I haven't even seen that, but I haven't paid attention too much. Ray says he's got a 6 a.m. meeting, folks. Have a good night, and I'm out. Ray, thank you very much for these. These are super cool. I'm looking at these. I'm like, I want a Punk with Toy ones like this. They're this nice rubber. They Velcro on, and again, just look amazing. Thank you very much. And again, this is definitely going up on my glow in the dark because I need more glow in the dark. That shelf that you can't see is going to light the fuck up when I'm done. Eventually, we'll have to have 2 of them, but I have to have 2 rows of it. So, anyway, thank you very much. Have a good night. Have a good meeting, whatever the meeting is. Hope you fire some people. I hope you don't get fired. All right. Let's take a quick drink. And because I want a breather, what I'm going to do is, if I can find it anymore, give you a word from our unpaid sponsors.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Moss Man, what are you doing back here? Oh, you see, so Skeletor, he had to go to the grocery store. He had to go buy more barbecue Pringle chips. And so he's put me in charge here for a little bit. In charge of y'all. He said, man, Moss Man, I have to go to the grocery store, so I need to put you in charge of Snake Mountain. Mwahahahaha. Yes, that's Skeletor. That's Skeletor, right. Skeletor said since I was in charge, I could use the credit card and maybe go online and buy some action figures for myself.
Oh, some action figures sound kind of nice.
Yes. Maybe we can go to Big Bad. Yeah, Beastman, we don't say that around here. We go to HelloDopeToys.com. They have the best prices in town, and they ship everything in one business day. One business day, Beastman. That means I buy it, and it comes to my house super fast, and they pack it all real nice. So when I go to do my YouTube reviews for my 5 subscribers, I'll be like, oh, look at this minty fresh packaged box that I got from HelloDopeToys.com. So what are we waiting for, y'all? Let's go get that credit card and head on over to HelloDopeToys.com right now before they run out of all the good stuff.
Clint, you are so right. When you think that Filmation Merman looks bad, just look at this merman and you will feel better. The merman looks like a cat. I've said that forever. He looks like a cat, not like anything from the sea. And why do we lose viewers when we go to the commercial? We just dropped like 10. We're down to 71. We're trying to get to 100. We hit like 93. Now we're down to 71. People are going the wrong way. But anyway, we're not going to stop the show. And DJ 5-Ash, this should have been a Super Bowl commercial. Quick question for everyone here right now. How many of you have never seen the commercial? Because I do show it almost once an episode. So I was reading the comments here. It seems like there's a couple that maybe haven't seen it before, which is kind of shocking. But it's not a Motu commercial, though. That's what you got to remember. It's a Moss-Man commercial. Because of the awesome Moss-Man voice that Ted does. I mean, I don't want to say. We can't let people know who does the voices. Anyway. Let's talk a little ramen toys here. Last week I did mention the meltdown that Ace had. It was pretty epic. I was reading through it again, and again, there was like 5 comments. And if you're on the Ramen Facebook page, you can see them because you didn't delete them. He did have a little meltdown, and I believe I feel like, and maybe I'm missing something, but he almost like just caved to people bitching that they're not going to get 1/12 scale figures. So he said, we're doing both scales. With this, we're going to do one of each. I don't know. I think it seems like he's taking on too much, but so what we have is the overbite. Now, I showed this picture last week. We kind of got to see just what what he's planning on doing. The Makina Labs, which we all know is M.A.S.K. But this is what the digital mock-up for what he's planning on doing. Again, this was a fun little toy as a kid. I know people really want M.A.S.K. But I really think that if Hasbro decides to do M.A.S.K, which I know people say they want, who knows if they would actually do it. Like if they actually think it could make them money. They didn't think G.I. Joe could make them money. And we know that's a much bigger property than M.A.S.K. I think you need to do some updated vehicles, not stick with the classic Camaro. And the classic Camaro, maybe, all right, because that's your main car, right? But hey, you know what? I don't think I said this before. I don't think most people would have an issue. I don't think most people would have an issue with them doing newer vehicles, just like Bumblebee was made into a Camaro, and I don't think people really had a problem with it. They had a problem with the movies. So I do believe that the actual M.A.S.K that he's doing, the first ones, are 3 3/4, that they're 1/18 scale, and that's what people are pissed off about. And that's where everything kind of went went awry with him, and when he kind of, he seemed to spiral out of control a couple weeks ago, and then he came back and apologized, and But I think it's supposed to be 1/18 scale, so it will scale with your Joes, but people want 1/6, and again, I think people are going to start quickly realizing how big these vehicles are going to be. So, and that's all that I have for M.A.S.K. A little bit of Mafex. I talked about this last week, and then the figures were actually shown, and I made a mistake. And I said, well, I didn't know there. Couldn't really remember there was a different John Wick outfit that he wore, but it's not John Wick. It was one of the villains. Marv says, M.A.S.K is similar to Dino Riders. It's more of a vehicle-centric brand than the actual characters. It's going to be hard to make in 6-inch scale. I agree 100%. But you know what? We have a lot of man babies right now that only want 6-inch, and they're not looking at that. And we have a lot of people that want to flex how big their room is, that they can show everything. I've seen people go like, I want bigger, I want more. Look how much room I say, all right, dude. I don't care unless you have a giant house with no one living in it. Those 6-inch vehicles are going to start to fill up pretty quickly, unless you don't pose them. If maybe you just storm in a corner because you just collect but don't really do anything. So we'll see. We will see. Allison says, if Hasbro did M.A.S.K, 3 3/4 vehicles should be mixed brand new modern vehicles with 1 or 2 vintage redos per year. I agree. I think that's probably the right way to do it. I think that's exactly what they really should do. But right now, again, it costs money to get a little out there, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit later when we get to the topic. Condor and Firecracker would be awesome, but I prefer 1/18 for vehicles. Yeah, I agree. Especially if you collect O-ring Joes or 4-inch Joes, and you're like, listen, I finally can get them to play with my Joes. A lot of people don't like hearing that, but yeah, that's I think this is how it should be. Stanley is free on a Monday. Kenzo, I need bigger. My life is so empty. I didn't say that, but I pretty much implied that, didn't I? Like, those were not the words that I used, but it's pretty much what I just fucking implied, wasn't it? But yeah, so let's get to the Mafex. And we have John Wick and the villain from John Wick 4. I do not remember his name. When I do these slides, sometimes I'm just trying to get them done, so I don't even sometimes pay attention to the names, the cost, different things like that. So Zero is his name? Okay, that's right. Allison says, some people need bigger vehicles so they can daydream after escaping their wife and kids in them. I can't argue that one. Except for the wife. That I have no idea. I have no Mafex. Zero people were asking for a Zero figure. I don't know, dude. Because actually, when you see the figure, I like all the John Wicks. They all run together after the first one because they're all one giant long ass movie, but they're all fun. So anyway, this guy is the Daredevil, so he is blind, but he can still shoot and fight. And again, Matthew says everyone should want a Donnie Yen figure. Oh my God, it does. It does look like Ken Jeong from The Hangover with sunglasses on. It's Kane because he has a cane, right? I don't know if that's right, but I remember thinking that. Oh, he has a cane. Anyway, he has a weird look because, yes, he's supposed to be blind. But all in all, I think the figure looks really nice. There he has the sunglasses. Now I can't see. Now I can't not see the Hangover when he's yelling at them. I love the pistol. The cane is super cool. But it has, I mean, again, these figures look really nice. And I can definitely see why, if you're going to buy one, you're going to buy them both. You can see the sword comes out. Yes, I know it's not a cane for anyone that asks, but he uses it somewhat as a cane. Or his walking stick, I guess you could say. So I think this looks really nice. I can't see myself buying it, especially not for all the stuff that I do buy. But I wouldn't have a problem with someone saying, hey, I bought this, and it's pretty damn awesome. And again, these promotional pictures look really, really good. Again, I'm very impressed with these. Here he is without the jacket on. I would never display him without the jacket on. I just think he looks kind of quirky and dumb. But to each their own. Maybe you like this part of it. The pencil is a nice little accessory that he comes with. So I do remember him using the flint locker, or the flint locker gun, right? Is that how you pronounce it? But yeah, here's everything that he does come with. He seems kind of late on accessories, especially compared to what John Wick comes with. But he does have, numerous, a few different swords from what we can see here. Quickly, Bounty Killer Customs. Lawrence, do you like Batman? The reason I ask is I'm wondering if you got the Batman 89 upgrade from the McFarlane 89 Batmobile. I know. That's my favorite Batman, but no, Batman's my favorite superhero, but I don't collect Batman at all. If you're talking about the Ramen, the Ramen upgrade, no, but I like it. They were talking about it before, and on Geek Dead Life, I believe, and Jay said that the way it's made is it actually pegs in above certain spots, so you don't have to really adjust anything. The CAG set, which is what the CAG stand for again. Someone will tell me exactly what it is. But again, I think it's a nice upgrade. I don't think that anyone needed to. So I don't think anyone needed to fix the canopy until you see the upgrade of the canopy, and then you're like, okay. If someone didn't point it out, I wouldn't have noticed. Yes, cockpit and gun. That was the canopy and gun. So nice idea, but again, as it was kind of pointed out to me, unfortunately, Ramen's not doing anything original. Everything is a copy off of someone else. Matthew says you need the Mafex Hush Batman, best Batman figure ever. Who's coming out with the is it Mafex that's coming out with the Bane and Batman from Nightfall? That's what I want, because that's what I enjoyed. Okay, John Wick. This figure, I can see myself getting this figure. Oh my God. I want this just for the fucking accessories, all right? He takes rubber band technology to the next step, all right? Sorry, Tony. If Gridiron did this instead of the rubber band technology, I'd be all into it. So he comes with the necklace. I still look at the gap in their elbows every time I see that. I see that gap, and it just looks strange. It looks like there's just something wrong there. So, but hey, what can you do? Close up on the two faces, and listen, this guy goes through hell. He gets his ass beat. He gets his ass beat pretty good. So the fact that he heals faster than Batman does is pretty impressive. But again, I love these fucking movies. I'm not crying about the rubber bands. I'm not either. I told you I like it, man. I think it's a good idea. I just laughed when I said rubber band technology, and someone in the comments, laughed about it. So it's like it's just stuck with me since I did that the first one with the rubber band strap. So, but he looks awesome. And I'm not huge on the shotgun, although he used the shotgun very effectively in the movie, so it is kind of a must-have. Having the book, kind of like seeing some of the stuff is amazing. I love like some of the pictures that they're doing, and when you think back to the movie and how he used a lot of the weapons, or shall I say even not even weapons, using a book as a weapon. His belt, again, this is awesome. Like these are just really, really cool stuff. But if you're interested in this, it's there, man. Like, I want to get to the weapons. So I want this just for the weapons. I'm drawing a blank here. I needed a longer commercial break. The submachine gun is awesome. I love how the strap looks. Hopefully the strap is as effective as it's supposed to be. I would assume for the cost that you're paying it is. The shotgun is cool. The two pistols that we know he's constantly using. He's got the sword, the book, and then the belt. Again, they used such good. The movies were so good, and the stuff that they used, it's just a lot of fun, man. Like I love this, and I see this, and I'm like, damn, like I almost want to buy it just for these weapons. But again, sometimes you think of how much something costs, but then you go, hey, I spent $40 or $45 on a gridiron, accessory kit, and I need a $25 figure to go with it. So you're coming close to some of that with some of these figures that you create on your own. So anyway, but that's how it goes. So that is the John Wick and Kane. So my favorite fucking company right now. All right, so on to Mezco. Oh, I'm so frustrated with this company right now. I'm so frustrated with them not shipping out that figure. I know I already bitched about it. But we're back to Mezco. Who did their Mezco fair? Where they only showed one picture of each figure. I don't know why they didn't have time to show more. They clearly weren't fucking packing their fucking figures to ship them. But hey. Yeah, Toyama, as I sit here posing my snake eyes, I would tell my moderator to ban you, but he's probably doing the exact same fucking thing with his. I'm not doing it. Not because I'm live, but because mine is sitting in, I believe, California. just hanging out there. The only thing better is if Mezco shipped it, DHL, and it got stuck in Ohio for 4 fucking days. But I do know when they ship it, I have to go sign for it. We're almost 1 hour in and no mention of Wood Bunny. What's going we talked about Wood Bunny. Were you not here at the beginning? We discussed Wood Bunny. Yes, we discussed Wood Bunny, and I told you if you were if you need to know Wood Bunny, then you should have contact Tony. He has time to send you the link of Wood Bunny. It is Bunny with 1 N, just so you know. Ohio's where it gets stuck in, but Mezco ships out of they're out of California, I do believe. So by the time I get it, but if anything goes out DHL, it ends up in Stowe, Ohio, where I just want to. I hate that fucking place too. Anyway, enough of my issues with Mezco. I have a feeling that I will be talking about it next week too, not having it. Who are you telling to shut up, Tony? It's right there, like Kenzo right there, man. Wood Bunny. Titan says, want more viewers? The next commercial should be about Wood Bunny. You know what? You are absolutely correct. And Old Snake, it does, and it's awful. It is awful. It is horrible. And it's not just that it's not just like where BBTS is shipping. I ordered something for my son, not from BBTS or Toys or anything, and it came DHL and it got stuck in Stowe, Ohio again. Oh my god! All right, I'm done. Let's go. So they had the Mezco fair. I was hoping to see a G.I. Joe figure. No G.I. Joe figures, which is actually better because I'm not super aggravated. This figure, I believe, already was sold out. So this is one of their own characters. I did not put all the slides in. I don't know why I didn't put all the slides in. But it's okay. It's already sold out. If you want to go get it, go get on your waiting list. Again, Mezco does some wonderful figures from everything that I've seen. I had to throw the Goonies in here because it was one of the movies that we did. I'm still not a big fan of the Goonies. I think it's just not the greatest. It's not the greatest movie in my opinion. But I know people love the Goonies. So this is the 5 points of articulation. Mezco does a really interesting job with their 5 points of articulation, where they give you different arms that are in different poses and different legs and different things like that. So I think it's very interesting. I like what they do with their 5 points, and they're actually not priced all that bad for everything that you get. But yeah, if you need this, go see if they got it. I don't know if it is. I really didn't go to the Mezco site. I only go to the Mezco site to see if they shipped out my figure, which they have not. Don't worry, I missed out on Roblox. I'm waitlisted on Mezco. Listen, I'm not waitlisted on Snake Eyes. I paid for the motherfucker. Unless you're talking about this guy over here. So I stopped watching Chucky after I think The Bride of Chucky. Was that the second one? I don't know. I know The Bride of Chucky. I've seen Chucky. Child's Play. I know. Child's Play, not Chucky. I've seen Child's Play. I think I saw the second one. There's a third one, The Bride of Chucky. I didn't know there was another Chucky doll. Until I saw this, and I went, oh my god, there's a third bad Chucky doll? Maybe people should stop doing voodoo or whatever it was to get put into that. Jay Asher said Bride was the fourth one. All right, well, I stopped watching by the second one, I'm pretty sure. I know the Bride of Chucky just because of the name. I mean, it's very iconic. Darth, I'm with you. I have no idea. So I did not know that they had another Chucky doll that came out that was going to, another killer doll. So, anyway, another Mezco. This is just creepy as fuck. But if you want it, it's there. Fatred, that's just mean. Total mean. Fatred. I'm much taller than a doll. I'm just going to say that right now. Well, most dolls. Not all dolls. So here's another horror doll. Living Dead dolls here. I know nothing about it. 80s toy boy. Gotta admit, that's pretty scary. Which one? This one or this? Because they both creep the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie. All right. Then we got the Megan, right? Oh no, this is Wednesday. I'm sorry. Megan was the other creepy doll. I watched this dance girl that she dresses up like both of them. Or has. She's really hot too. The one with blue eyes. That one? I don't know. I think this one's pretty creepy too. But I'm with you, man. So here's your Wednesday. Captain America. I feel like Mezco starts to rehash a lot of stuff over and over. A lot. But they make great stuff when they ship it. This Captain America, as iconic as it is, I just don't care about it. This whole look and everything, it's just so 70s, 80s. Again, it was great for the day, but I think they've done so much to make it look better. I'm not one of those people that always lives in the past. I don't always think the past is is better. I know a lot of people do, but that's another reveal. Now these next two, man, Mezco may get me. Oh, not this one. Fuck, I was in such a zone, I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even pay attention. I don't know what the fuck this is. It's a Terrifier. So you need a clown? Here you go. Woo! Down South 77 says Art the Clown. I don't know. Clowns don't creep me out, but they also don't do anything to make me jump on there. Matthew says, I love the classic Marvel Legends. Captain America, don't care for the Mezco version. Yeah, maybe that's what it, I don't know. Yeah. So this, now I didn't look, did they show other pictures? I really should have looked. I wasn't even paying attention. I thought these were just like drops. So hold on, let's go to Mezco Toys really quick and see. I didn't think that they showed anything, but I forgot that the one went up for sale. You know, I told you I'd start to disconnect after I started to disconnect during the week. Yeah, none of the stuff they're not showing anything else. So it's just like before when they don't really show anything. They show you one picture. So this figure upset KJ, which I meant to mention KJ also. I should have pulled up his site. He's going KJ, who you've probably seen on A Toy Kind of Mood. You've seen him on my show before. If you were paying attention on Saturday, he was on. He goes live for the first time this Thursday. I think around 5 Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 8 o'clock his. So I think he's at 8 o'clock California time. So I think it's 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Toyamic, have a wonderful night. I know we go on long. Hope we're just not boring you. KJ did not like this. So much so that he's like, I've canceled a bunch of my Mezco stuff. I feel like I've only seen one picture, so maybe he saw more pictures, but Mezco will usually give you like 3 different faces. So I don't know what he was so upset about. I don't think it looks that bad. I mean, the eyes look maybe a little bit big, but again, it is an animation. So hopefully when, more pictures of it come out, we'll have a better feel for it. But KJ was really, really upset about this. And I don't know what he was so upset about. I even asked him, and he's like, it doesn't look anything like it. But it was enough to piss him off, so. And now these are the ones that I meant. Mezco may get me. After we see it completely. So Batman the Animated Series. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to look in soft goods. It might not look as good as we think. I'm sure it's going to look better than the McFarlane stuff. And I do think the McFarlane stuff looks pretty good. And if this is a 2-pack, it might even be a little bit easier because they showed the Joker. So I think that to do them as a 2-pack would probably be the best. It'd obviously be, close to $200 in that range. But the amount of stuff that you would get, you'd get the main villain, you get Batman, and then you can just kind of sprinkle in other figures. I think if you're buying that Batman, you're going to want this Joker too. But again, they could easily branch it off where, they do Batman and then 6 months later. Because the Mezco Fair last year, if I remember correctly, man, it sometimes takes them forever to show stuff or to put it up. They showcased that Firefly that was the second from the last Joe to go up. They showcased that well before we saw Snake Eyes and before we saw Roadblock, before we saw Storm Shadow. So, again, it looks awesome. I love the animated series. I think it's one of the best cartoons ever made. And it holds up to this day. So, you can't really say the same thing about Super Friends. But it doesn't hold up. All right. Whew. Skeletron. Now, I upset some people with my Skeletron reviews, and all of these new channel members can go watch the first comment that I read by Donkey Dick. No, I'm not making that up. If you have not watched my reviews on the Skeletron figures, please do. Those figures are so spot on. The O-ring figure, it will take you back to 1985, getting a G.I. Joe from Kmart off the peg. Yes, I know we're not getting them off pegs, but the look of them, it feels like a new G.I. Joe figure from the 80s. And I mean the aesthetic and everything. And the artwork is done by one of the guys that did the artwork for the G.I. Joe card art. So you have the explosive background. It looks like a faction of Cobra. But the O-ring is amazing. Yes, and Matthew, I didn't bitch about that I had to use a screwdriver. I just merely stated that it would have been nice had you not had to use it. Just my personal opinion. I don't need full nostalgic with everything. Darth Berkey, you are absolutely correct. What is a Kmart? It was one of the coolest stores next to Toys R Us back in the day. And then I did the two 4-inch figures. Gyro Wolf. You happy, Matthew? Are you happy? Again, it's made to look like Gary Wolf. I don't care what anyone says. But yeah, it was, again, I think these figures were awesome. I opened up the Skeledrones. I didn't do a review on them. Where's my? These things are so much fun. They can fit with absolutely anything. We saw Lenny putting them on the Hiss tank. I've seen people put them on the Sky Striker. Actually, I've seen Skeletron put them on their Sky Striker. I used them fighting the X-Men. They're so much fun. They can fit in anything. They're super fucking cool. These 4-inch figures, the paint is spot on. There's only so many color paint, or there's so many color apps on it, but everything is where it's supposed to be. I didn't have any issues at all with it. So, Random Diorama says, great simple colors too. All right, and so let me mention this before I get on this. If you want to see a great video, check out Toy Connection's video where he compares them, and he takes the O-ring figure. He takes the O-ring figure and he compares it to the original Palitoy ones. The colors are spot on. Like they got the colors, the Pantone colors, absolutely perfect. You look at that figure and you're like, this looks like it fits in back then. Now, again, I have no connection to Palitoy, Skeletron, anything like that, the Roboskull, anything like that, right? But Ken did a wonderful, wonderful job. He will not call it a review because he does his Delta 17. Again, I told him, dude, you're not trying to destroy the company like some other people that own a company that will, badmouth someone, right? People can clearly tell when you're doing one of these videos, this is coming from love and you enjoy this. So you can call it a review and review the figures. But he's worried that if he has something negative about it. But I digress here. If you are wondering, hey, should I pick one of these up? If you like this scale, you don't know anything about it, order one figure. That's what I ask people to do. Like, listen, if you're on the fence and you're wondering about a figure, a company, a line, just order one and see what you think. Because one probably won't break you. And then you can decide for yourself if you think $25 or $27, whatever these things were, is worth it for a 4-inch figure, which, again, we will discuss a little bit later. But anyway, they showed off a couple, the Red Wolf and the Bob Breakin figure, I do believe, right, Matthew? These are samples that they got in. They look amazing. So cool. I can't fucking wait. And yes, Red Weasel is an homage to Wild Weasel. So before anyone goes, oh my God, they're just copying. Wild Weasel, he said, was his favorite figure. That's why he did a Red Weasel. Yes, it is meant to look like Wild Weasel. So, yeah. And then, I'm going to buy this pretty quickly here. I feel like I skipped it. Like, did I miss something here? How did I double skip that? So here's the Roboskull. Sorry. Listen, we're supposed to get these like summer. They're on Chinese New Year right now. They said there are a few little kinks they still need to work out. Listen, I said, had I known all the vehicles that Classified was going to do, I probably would not have ordered this. And I stand by that. I probably would not have. With that said, I am so glad that I did not know what was coming because this looks awesome. And the thing that sold me, and someone else had made the comment about it, was when they put Destro, a Classified Destro in this, That's what sold me on this. So if you don't know about this Skeletron here, one of the perks about it is the cockpit is removable. And it comes with one cockpit that can house a 6-inch figure, because they're also doing 6-inch line, or that has a second cockpit that has a dual snow speeder style cockpit where you can fit 2 figures in it. I'm so excited for this. I think everyone is excited for this. So, and just looking at it, oh my God. And it has blast effects. Yes, it's amazing. And I want it right now. Allison said, anyone who complains about stuff in this line looking like Joe stuff doesn't know their toy history. And that's not really what I was saying. I understand exactly what you're saying, but again, we've often compared Valiverse and the Action Force line, how some of the figures are so close to specific G.I. Joe figures. And it's a fair complaint. It's a fair comparison, but with all that said, they are supposed to. And look at this, the man of the hour, Mr. Ryan Sweeney, Dreadnought Ryan himself. Hey, Ryan, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you checked your sub count on your YouTube channel yet? You might have a little surprise in there. He says RoboSkull will be a game changer. Your sub count is going to be a game changer for you. So, just so you know. Anyway, there we go. So that's the RoboSkull. Oops, we got the Bob Brinkin figure. The go check it out, and then come back. And if you watch earlier on, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If you watch through the first half hour of the show. Anyway, so these figures are really good. You can order the 4-inch figures. It's not one of these yet. It's the regular figures. They're all taken downstairs, other than my O-ring one. So this one here, they don't have up right now. They sold out, but they will be getting more probably after Chinese New Year. Again, so much fun. But if you don't collect that size, no big deal. They are going to have 6-inch figures that look like the 4-inch figures. All right. Anyway. You're very welcome. I looked at your count. You've been sitting like 20 away from 1,000, and we were able to get Tony. What Tony? What we get? Like 40 subscribers. And like Tony says, you deserve it, man. Like really. Sorry, I hit mute. I don't know how long. Oh man, I haven't muted all the time. Anyway, you are seriously. You're one of the good guys. One of my good friends in this community. If you didn't go subscribe yet, go subscribe. I can't wait to see what you're at the end of this show. I will waste my time and go in here and see exactly. Where's sound? Go Hawk Smash. Yeah, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button too. We're sitting at 84 likes, it looks like, so that is awesome. Anyway, I said everything that I need to do. I started the show over. You've been muted the whole time. Listen, I mute it when I have to cough, but I also wonder why I cover my mouth when I have to cough. I'm sitting here all by myself. Thank you all. A huge thank you to everyone who has joined the island. And Baldilocks, now you know how we feel when you can't hear us. All right. Gridiron. Tony, he's your fucking boy. Tell him to make it easier for me to get pictures, that I don't have to go and screenshot or save every picture on my phone and transfer it over to my computer, because unfortunately, if you copy any of his pictures, they come out super tiny and all grainy, and it pisses me off. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to tell Mark when I talk to him in a couple weeks. Anyway. All right. So Gridiron dropped these sticks of dynamite. I think they're $8 for 3 of them. Pretty cool. Again, combine a lot of the stuff. Nice to see Brick jump in here. Nice shirt after my time, but my friends swear by me. Terror's awesome. If you're still talking about Terror, Terror is awesome. Anyway, I think $8 for 3 sticks of dynamite, and that's why you do see 3 here. Painted real nicely. They do look really, really cool. What looks like some C4 explosive, probably. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. Please don't yell at me. I forget the guy that yelled at me about having the explosives wrong. No, dude, they're awesome. And the only time I saw them, the singer had back surgery like the day before, so the guitarist, I believe, sang for him. And then I actually found out who he was and realized he's in a straight edge band, and I absolutely love their stuff. So it all worked out in the end, other than I still technically have never seen Terror sing. Anyway, here we go with a little bit of dynamite. Landmines, which I'm going to assume will fit in Tripwire's backpack. Unlike the ones that they came with that have the stupid little peg on the bottom. Lenny, what the fuck were you thinking when you did that? Honestly, God, you make some wonderful stuff, but why the fuck did you put a peg on the bottom of the landmine? It makes no sense whatsoever. So 3 landmines. 3 of this C4, I believe. 6 of dynamite, like $8 each. If you're into photography, this is exactly what you need. You're into just putting a wonderful display together, a diorama. You might want to jump on this stuff. Again, Gridiron does good stuff. So here's our Molotov cocktail battle pack. And really, is there a better person to use than one of the Dreadnoks? And I think they did a really nice job with this. The dynamite looks the worst, sadly. The Molotovs and C4 look great. Yeah, I mean, not everything's going to look perfect. That's true. I think most of the stuff, I mean, I have my complaints about certain things, but yeah. You're supposed to store the other landmine underneath the sweeper. There's a hole for it. Okay. I'm going to have to look at that. But my problem is I can't set the landmine down on the fucking ground because there's a peg that sticks out. So unless I'm actually putting it in fucking sand or grass, I can't use it. That's my problem. But I did not know this. So thank you for telling me that. And you better believe that when I'm done with this, I'm gonna go downstairs, let the dog out, and go look at that. Anyway, these things are really cool. And what I do love about this is that, these are, technically blast effects, right? They're, so you can put fire on it. I love the one that it's the beer foaming out. I just think that's super cool. Wonderful attention to detail there. But you get 3 of them. I think is it $12? I mean, you guys would know. Again, I just think it's really cool. And again, great for dioramas. Great for doing photography if you're into this stuff. And let's say hi to Pop Blender. I love the lighting in this in these pics, especially the top right pic. Yeah, the lighting is wonderful. Like they did some awesome, they do wonderful jobs, man. Again, you guys all know my feelings with the price on stuff, and we'll be discussing that later on because that's another thing that I talk about, the misinformation that people give. So this one here, again, looks awesome. But so this is this was some of the stuff that dropped at Gridiron this week. And again, like they don't even try and use the stupid ass glasses, even though they made glasses for him. All right. And this one just looks like he's ready to start some shit and cause a fucking problem. And right now it says, Tony says, sorry, still painting. But don't go anywhere, Tony, because you're the man of the hour. So, Gridiron dropped the Night Trooper loadout. This is to make the Night Viper. And for the first time ever, the guy that I badgered you to go over and subscribe to his channel last week, Tony's Figs, he painted this figure. Not the loadout, but the actual figure. And I'm not going to let in on all his secrets. He can tell you if you're interested to find out why. But let me just tell you, he did a wonderful job. And I saw the figure. Matter of fact, I got to take some credit for it too because he asked me to send pictures of my O-ring version so he could get the paint right. I take no credit because I just used the iPhone. The iPhone did all the work. Oh, look at that. God damn it. My Timber's foot broke. Well, you shouldn't have been playing with it live on my stream when you know that I am crying waiting for it to show up. Seriously, dude, it fucking broke. That Timber, I don't know, dude. It looks... All right. I got to wait until I see it. I watched Bobby B's review. Anyway, this loadout does look awesome. One of the biggest complaints that I would have is that, unfortunately, there's no, as of right now, no Night Viper unless if you create one yourself, the paint and stuff. But Tony did a wonderful job of painting this. I'm really happy for him. Again, not only for the job that he got working with Gridiron. Again, I consider Tony to be one of my best friends. So seeing that, like, he got this picture, knowing how excited he was. But yeah, this is, it looks awesome. And I love what they did with the Night Viper. And this is the one thing that I can say about Gridiron and what they do is I think they do a great job of giving you something to add to your figures and not just make a classic, perfect looking one. Again, that's not how life is today. We don't have the exact same things as before. You look at the Dodge Challenger. Yeah, you can see the lines from the 60s and the 70s version, but it doesn't look the exact same. So Gridiron gives you something that is very similar, but it's an updated version of it. And we can just sit around and we can wait till, Hasbro and the G.I. Joe team give us something that is, perfectly the exact same. But I am going to try and cover the stuff Gridiron does. They do make it difficult because I got to go from my phone, take shots there, transfer it over to here, and you never know, when they're dropping their stuff. But listen, dude, if Tony's getting something put on here, you better believe that I'm going to throw it up here because you know what? It's it's cool. It means a lot to me to see my buddy be successful and get his recognition. So, but on to the actual loadout. They said this is the biggest loadout they've done. It's $45. I know that's expensive, and again, I will discuss it. Random says I like the mirror and it doesn't look the same as 20 years ago either. I think you're talking about something else. Anyway. So, and Gridiron had to match Tony's color, just so everyone knows. So they had to do all the work to match it. So, and Tony said he will be reviewing it soon. And I think actually painting a figure to show you how to do it too, I believe. So, there you go. There's your Night Viper. I think it looks absolutely amazing. So, here is the loadout that you get. You get the backpack, you get the submachine gun, and then you get a piece for what I believe is his leg. And then here's everything that it comes with. Now, the backpack has been used, I believe, in similar stuff because I want to say Firefly had the same backpack because I remember the drawer that comes out. But you look at everything that you're going to get there. And again, you can recreate the one eye with the Night Viper. And again, I think this looks really good. And again, super, super happy for my friend Tony. And just getting this chance to do it. And I believe he's going to have a chance to do more. And I don't, listen, if I would have known, and I'm really just finding this out now, Johnny Reno also does a lot of the customs, a lot of the paint jobs for Gridiron. So he's not the only one that does it. And when I find out he's done one, I don't have a way to actually film anything because he has a phone from, I don't know, I think it's a rotary phone that he uses. I think the guy's literally taking Polaroid pictures, going to Kinko's, having the pictures scanned in, and then he puts them on his Instagram. Come on, Johnny. Look, you're right there too. Go buy yourself a fucking goddamn laptop and a phone with a camera that actually works. And yes, Eric, you're absolutely right. Cage's Customs is the shit. And again, both of you guys do a wonderful job. And, Johnny, if I would have known all the stuff that Tony told me that you had done stuff before, I definitely would have mentioned you before too. Yes, I found out the secret. You use the Polaroid camera, you go to Kinko's, ask them to scan it in, and then you have it emailed to your AOL with your dial-up on your Windows 95, and then you upload it to your Instagram. All right. Woo! A little bit of G.I. Joe news before we get into the topic. I know people kind of complain that sometimes I take some time getting to the topic. If you don't know by now, the show is built like that. The show is built to spend a half hour talking about bullshit at the beginning, going through the news, talking with the chat. This is the time I get to talk to people about toys. So yes, I do take my sweet old time, but everyone seems to enjoy it. And then we finally get to the topic. I do. I have topics. I definitely do. Matter of fact, I have to bring you up into the topic too. I knew there was something that I was forgetting. Sorry. Anyway, okay. Thank you, Random. Yes. As Pop Blender, people do complain. People complain that the amount of free work that I give them is wrong. God damn, you guys can hear the train, and I need to get a better microphone. You guys hear everything. Yes, that I got a train it's not close to me. It's not like it's right by me. It's taking time to get into the topic. Let's everyone get acclimated to the stream and the train. Oh my god. Joe has a Photo Bucket account. Dude, Photo Bucket would not leave me alone for the longest time. They're like, if you don't create an account, your Photo Bucket's going to be canceled or be deleted. And I'm like, all right, good. They did that for like 8 months. I'm like, all right, I have not responded. I want you to delete it. All right, I don't fucking care. Brick says that's the first time they heard the train. I was misinformed that there was no train tonight. You guys make me laugh, dude. This is why I do it. It makes me fucking laugh. Anyway, G.I. Joe here. Let's get to it. So 3-0 dropped their Snake Eyes version 4. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay. I'm not a big fan of version 4. Although I think the darker colors Astro Train. Can you still hear can you still hear the train? Because I can still hear the cars going. The main car is gone. You no longer hear the horn. So I think 3-0 makes really good figures. I got 2 of them back there. I would have gotten most of the other ones if I had room and the money for it. They're a different scale. They're 12-inch. But again, these are not figures you're playing with, and I don't even think you're doing like photography with, although they give you a whole bunch of stuff, especially when those things were only $150. I think a great price. I think they're up to like $175 now. And they have Roadblock. And I showed off a lot of them. This one is probably not one I would have gotten, but I do think it's nice though. You pretty much get everything that came with Snake Eyes. Obviously, his overlay is a little bit different. Now, they're saying this is Commando Snake Eyes, but I believe this is version 4 Snake Eyes. If I'm wrong, please someone correct me here. But this is version 4 Snake Eyes, right? Commando 1, first off, doesn't have swords. Main car equals engine. Listen, when you sit up here, things, you draw a blank on a lot of things. Yes. And the last car is the caboose. I know. All right. Thank you, though. All right. For those who don't speak Larry. You guys are killing me, dude. Anyway, so here it is. If you like these figures, again, I think they're made extremely nice. You're looking at $175. A hot toy, you're spending at least $275, I believe, for almost any of their figures. I've never messed around with a hot toy. I've never messed around with a Mondo, but the quality and the sculpt and detail and the accessories that you get, I think, with these 3-0 figures, I think are they're second to none. They do a wonderful job. So if you are into this, maybe you just love Snake Eyes and you're like, I gotta have every version of Snake Eyes. Here you go. Maybe you love version 4, like Chris McLeod. He seems to love version 4. I do like the fact that it looks like it's cloth rather than the rubber, which I do worry about cracking and breaking. People have talked about that. So maybe it will last a little bit longer. But there you go. And then we got in-hand images of Metalhead. Hold on. I thought I apologize. Go to Chris McLeod, the Full Force. He gives the guy credit. I don't remember his name. So I do apologize. I know a lot of people get really upset if you use someone's picture and you don't give them credit. I completely forgot the guy's name, but if you go to the Full Force, you can find out who it is. Or maybe someone in the chat can tell me. It's not my picture, that's for sure. Decadent Dave Bang Bang. All right, so here's our Metalhead. So he should be dropping anytime soon. Hasbro Pulse sounds like they are shipping them in Europe, which means we should be getting them anytime. If not, we're going a whole month without a figure, which is really, really strange the way they've been pushing things out or things have been coming in. I need more toys. I need more Joes. So anyway, here's the first look at him in hand shot. Everything that he does come with. They gave him, all these different rockets that are firing, but to give him 6 different rockets, 2 of each size, man, like they're giving you a good amount of stuff. And I believe he's $35 price point. So for everything that you're getting, it is a good amount. Yes, the guns are reuse, which is understandable. They're gonna reuse stuff like that. I don't remember what he came with as a child. He might have been one of those characters that didn't come with guns, so you're not going to get so rather than give, he doesn't have a classic gun for them to mold, they give you just 2 generic weapons. And it looks like they're really pushing this smaller M4 with a 203 with the Cobra Troopers, but they're also giving you the laser blaster that was the cartoon version, which obviously we're seeing the laser rifle for the Joes too coming with a lot of figures. So eventually you're going to be able to fill up all your figures with that if you actually want that. Down South says, I'm thinking about bang this one right off my pre-order list. Well, and then you know what's going to happen? What's going to happen is people are going to get it in hand. You're going to watch the reviews and you're going to kick yourself and say, fuck, I should have waited, right? So there's everything that he comes with. Again, if it's not for you, then hey, you know what? Yeah, bang it off your pre-order list and move on. But we're going to get a whole army of Iron Grenadiers. I really do think that we're going to get an Iron Grenadier HasLab. I think it makes the most sense. They've gone with Joe. They've gone with Cobra. I thought they were going to go Dreadnought. People trying to say, nope, the Thunder Machine is coming. I thought the Thunder Machine would be a perfect HasLab. I've already discussed my reasons why, so I'm not going to go into that again. But Iron Grenadiers are coming. No, he's not bald, but this is just how he looks when you take the hair off and you don't have the helmet on there. That's how they, did it. I think it makes way more sense than giving 2 different heads because that is extra sculpting. It would cost even more. And this technology seems to work. If you talk to Dreadnought Brian, he will explain it to you that the reason why they don't do this on Marvel Legends and Star Wars is because if they use this type of I'm trying to think Larry speak here. If they're using this type of technology, and it's not really technology, then they own it if they leave the license, because anything that is created through Marvel, for Marvel or for Star Wars, Disney or Lucasfilm and Marvel, they own the technology and everything that they've done. So all the patents like that. So anyway. And then this Thursday, there will be a Hasbro Pulse fan stream. I was asked to go on a show this Thursday, but I'm not going to say unfortunately, because I don't think my Thursday show is an unfortunate thing at all. I'm super excited to have JLS Customs on, and I think it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to be one of those ones that, again, if you haven't watched Thursday with a Friend, it is meant to be something that you can come back to watch. So I thought about putting a panel together and talking about this on Friday, but you know what? I want to just spend time with my daughter and watch a movie and just have fun spending time with her, not on the internet. So you'll hear next week will probably be the topic. If there's enough Joes to talk about, enough stuff comes out, will probably be the topic. This is all G.I. Joe, which always does good. Iron Grenadiers will be SDCC and PulseCon. Yeah, I can see that with Destro's little, little thing. So, Chaz the Guru says, spending time with your family, weak. Just so you know, to all the new channel members that are going to watch me read the comments, if someone puts something in capital letters, I do speak in capital letters when I read them. Capital letters means you're yelling about something. So when you watch it, you'll go, oh, look, he does speak like that. Yeah, right. JLS actually jumped in here a little while ago. So I want to see all in hand production figs at this fan stream. Well, I think we're going to see the ones that go on pre-order, because we know things are going up on pre-order. We're going to see a lot of digital renders, and then we're going to get the name-only drops. That's just how they do things. And all the teams do it, to be honest. Almost all the companies do it, to be honest. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just seeing my moderator's text, and it is Rickacheski. I don't check these too often, or else I would have known that I was muted a lot sooner. So Rickacheski, I'm gonna have to save this for next week. Are you still here, Rickacheski? I was pretty close, right? I don't think I was close at all. Okay. But anyway, yeah, if there's a lot of stuff that's shown off, if there's a lot of stuff to talk about, that's going to be the topic of all next week. If not, I have a topic that is ready to go. All right. Take a drink. And then we're going to get into the topic. I don't think I have anything else. Nope. Just blank. A lot of work I put into all this stuff. Actually, it's getting easier to do a lot of the stuff. To be honest, to get through some of these slides and everything, it's getting a little bit easier. But sometimes, man. All right. So, I had all topics set to do. And then I changed it. Because once again, Because once again, the topic of Hooded Cobra Commander came up. And this is all because of the Baron Zemo figure that Marvel Legends showed off. And one thing that really bothers me is that when I try and explain to people the reason why we're not getting it, they act like that's what I'm saying I want. And it's not. One of the things that people have to understand is that there is no information that I'm giving you for the most part that you can't readily find on the internet. There is nothing about Hooded Cobra Commander that I can fucking tell you guys that is not found easily on the internet. You can find Bobby Valek talking about the when it happened. You can find the article where the Bonaventure says that he said this. Okay? But the Marvel Legends figure pops up. And admittedly, you take away his little fucking crown, and it looks almost like so many of the Hooded Cobra Commanders that we've seen. So, Jersey Maniac had he had an Instagram post. He used my picture and said this is a douchey post. I called him out on it. We kind of went back and forth. He messaged me privately. He said, give me examples of what you're talking about. I explained to him that it's not so much that I have a problem with people that want the Hooded Cobra Commander, that I'm tired of people passing misinformation about it. He wanted to know what I meant. We went back and forth. He said, okay, I understand what you're saying. Talked. Went on, I said, hey, let's go back to just ripping on fucking Viper Island. We went on about that asshole for a little bit. And then he did an apology and said, hey, I got to apologize to A Punk with Toys. Takes a big man to say sorry these days. I don't know why. I mean, I apologize. I admit when I'm wrong. You know, guys like Viper Island can't do it. So this has nothing to do with Jersey Maniac. Again, I have a lot of respect that he put a video out just saying, hey, I got to apologize because I misunderstood what he was saying. But the misinformation, and it's not just Hooded Cobra Commander. So people don't think that this is going to be Hooded Cobra Commander and we're done. No. There's a lot more to it. So, but we got to discuss this whole thing. And I feel like I've gone over this numerous times. So I've never said that Hasbro cannot do a Hooded Cobra Commander. They own the fucking goddamn property. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's theirs. But they have put an edict down that they have told that they can't do it. Now, I admittedly have said this. I told Lenny to his face, I think that they hang you guys out to dry by not putting out a press release specifically from Hasbro or letting you guys just say, listen, I can't get into the specifics, but we cannot do a Hooded Cobra Commander. It comes from up top. This means Mezco cannot do one. This means Super 7 cannot do one. This means McFarlane cannot do one. This means Jada Toys, who put one out in their little thing, right? Look at that. Hooded fucking Cobra Commander, right? And someone tried fucking pointing that out. But guess what? Go get that stinger, and they fucking redid this little metal fucking figure and put a helmet on him. You know why? Because Hasbro fucking caught it and said, guess what, assholes? You need to fucking change that. It's Hasbro's property. They can do whatever they want. They also can tell people. So when people are saying, oh, you know what? Mezco's the ones with the balls to do it. No, they're not. Because first off, it takes 2 years for Mezco to make a figure. Then it takes them, I don't know, 2 months to ship their fucking goddamn figure. But that's beside the point. So imagine if Mezco put a hood out. Do you know how fast Hasbro's legal team would be contacting them to say, you need to remove that. It's not going out, or we're going to rip the property from you. Right? Hell, if Mezco did a figure that had a blue hood because they knew people were going to buy it, there's a good chance that Hasbro legal team may reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? You need to remove that because we know exactly what you're doing because you have our, our license, right? My issue becomes that people don't do the research and see the reason why. I don't care about the reasons. I don't care if you agree with the reasons or not. Those are what the reasons are. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with the reasons. I think I've been pretty adamant about it's stupid. Okay? But it is the reasons. My problem is you have people that come on there and they say, I talked to someone at Hasbro and they're going to do one. They're just waiting. You didn't talk to no one at fucking Hasbro. You know why? Because the person you talk to at fucking Hasbro Pulse, they don't know shit. All right? Because every single one of us has interviewed fucking Lenny and tried to bring it up. They will not talk about it. Chris McLeod has said, we have addressed this. And people go, no, you didn't. No, it's addressed. You just didn't like the fucking answer. Again, I'm not getting monetized on this. It's going to have the, as I showed many of you guys, it's going to have the yellow. So I'll get monetized by some. Brick says, you're probably going to get there, but I assume Marvel has more say in what figs Hasbro makes with their license. Yes, we're going to get to that. Even if Hasbro had feelings about hoods in general. It's not hoods in general. And I think that's where people are it's one asshole that put it in their minds that this is a bad idea and this looks like the Klan. And they said, okay. So when people are saying, oh, no one's ever told them they can do it. They're going to do it. I talked to someone. You didn't talk to no one. When I say, oh, yeah, I talked to the head designer, guess what? Ryan has talked to the head designer. Chris McLeod has talked to the head designer. The guys at His Tank have talked to the head designer. So many people have talked to the head designer, which is Lenny. It's not like this is, again, it's not like I have some magical powers that I get to talk to someone that you don't, okay? You all have this exact opportunity to talk to these people, right? And they won't discuss it. They won't even mention it. And here's another misinformation. It has nothing to do with Emily. This happened well before Emily worked there. Hell, probably before Emily fucking graduated from college, maybe even before high school. So because you don't like Emily and you don't think she's doing a good job, although G.I. Joe's the hottest brand right now, shut the fuck up. Because, all you're doing is getting the sheep to fucking flip out and rage, right? It's misinformation that gets passed around. It goes back to channels. Viper Island, perfect example. He lies about shit and then he pulls it out. Looking at him right now. They mentioned his name. Viper Island. Okay, so he posted that, hey, we talked to someone at Hasbro. And yes, even though it's not in the digital render, Doc is coming with white gloves, and he took the white gloves from Super 7 and put them on there. And he said, yep, we spoke to Hasbro, and they have confirmed this. No asshole. Go look on Hasbro Pulse, and it gives you a rundown of all the stuff that the figure comes with. And it says it comes with alternate gloved hands. Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what color the gloved hands would be, you moron. That guy and other channels will spread false information, flat out lies. And the problem is people are still believing it. All right. Now, I can only imagine when it comes to Marvel Legends, Star Wars, we've spoken about Mike Zero numerous times. These guys just flat out lie so they can get clicks. And unfortunately, people are still watching them because they don't know any better. Viper Island saw Python patrol Mace Windu on the internet. Ryan, again, he's spoken to Lenny. It's not like it's like that hard. The designers have been told by upper management they do not want to deal with having a hooded figure. All right, so here's where we're going to transition to Star Wars and the Marvel team. Yes, Baron Zemo is a Nazi that wears a hood. He is also owned by Marvel, who is owned by Disney. Which means if there ever was a backlash, it doesn't go at Hasbro. It goes up to Marvel and then to Disney. Right? Do I think that a snow stormtrooper looks more like one with a white hood? Yes, it literally has a white hood. It's not pointy, but it doesn't matter. That is a classic, iconic character that the Star Wars brand wants out. So they're going to put that out. I'm sorry. I actually like Mike Zero because the guy is actually like he believes the shit he says. Yes. I hate when they do that. Yes, I do this running joke in the Star Wars shoot. I know he's awesome though. Well, again, okay, so surprise Disney doesn't go after Hasbro for Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander unless it's Steamboat Mickey. No. It's not meant to be Mickey Mouse, and it really doesn't look like Mickey Mouse. It just has a somewhat silhouette, but it still has a Cobra silhouette. It just got called the Mickey Mouse. Nowhere is it ever called the Mickey Mouse, or was it supposed to look like that? And that's probably the reason why. So, when it comes to Hasbro, when it comes to that Marvel license and the Star Wars license, it's owned by a different company. They adhere to a different set of rules. And this is something people don't understand. And yes, there are other hooded figures. Storm Shadow. I don't want to say them too loud because some asshole might hear it and then want to go tell them. No, I don't think that's really going to happen. But for some odd reason, Divine Adventure stuck his heels in the sand when it came to Cobra Commander, and it got into their heads. But again, when it comes to the Marvel Legends team, it is different. The thing that people don't seem to understand, but they'll spread it like it's gospel, is that Hasbro is a $1 billion company, and I don't know how many times I've said this. These brands are not $1 billion brands. They have budgets like any other business that one corporation owns multiple companies. You don't rob from Peter to pay Paul, right? So people want every single G.I. Joe figure. And why are they doing repaints? They're a $1 billion company. They don't have to do that. Well, they don't have that budget. The G.I. Joe does not have that budget, right? Here's your budget. Now, as you grow the line and it's successful, you can put more money into it, right? So you make these repaints because it will help grow your budgets. Lenny has specifically talked about it. Lenny has specifically talked about it. That, hey, you know what? Sometimes we have to look and say, can we do one new figure or should we do 3 repaints? And that's why you get that. And then the next year, and we have watched this line grow. Star Wars, Marvel Legends, they're going to have a different budget. I will equate it to the Illiches. So if you don't know who the Illiches are, they own Little Caesars. Not only do they own Little Caesars, they own the Motor City Casino, they own the Tigers, and they own the Red Wings. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But the Illiches, who are worth $1 billion, and Little Caesars, which may have the worst pizza of a chain. I don't know. Sorry, that's still Domino's and Pizza Hut. They don't take from Little Caesars and give to the Red Wings when they need money. It doesn't work like that. So Hasbro does not take from My Little Pony and say, "Oh, here you know, G.I. Joe, you need this." It's you let a brand build on their own. You give them so much money when they start, right? It's one of those things. It's really easy. I just wish people would stop and think about some of this stuff because it's business. Ryan says Marvel and Lucasfilms help to choose which figures are brought to market, so the design teams have to get approval from Marvel and Lucas. Exactly. And that's why we see a lot of figures that don't get made. And there's certain figures that they've been told they cannot make, right? It doesn't mean that the Joe brand couldn't make a Baroness in bikini if they wanted to, right? But they can't make a slave girl Leia. They can't even call it Slave 1 anymore, right? Wait, people can't research and verify info on their own, nor do they want to, because too hard, prove it. Exactly. But if they spend as much time typing out a response that's going to get people going, and they just put that time into researching, Google is your friend, they wouldn't have this problem. But understand, there's different things. So let's get to like Hasbro and why people want M.A.S.K. We want M.A.S.K. How many people want M.A.S.K? A bunch of old guys? How many people really want the O-ring figures and the 4-inch figures? Understand this, and Hasbro's made a lot of bad choices recently. And that would be, they don't do it because Hasbro wants to make millions, not thousands. So you have to put so much money into M.A.S.K, right? It costs money to do those molds, whether or not you own the property or not. Well, then the question is, how many people are going to buy it? Are we even going to break even? There's no media for it, right? Look at Dungeons and Dragons. It's failing, right? It absolutely failed. So you don't get M.A.S.K, and the O-ring have been shifted. Hey, you know what, Super 7, you want to take the risk? You take the risk. You're paying us to take this risk. So in the end, there's nothing to lose. Now, if there's enough research that says, hey, you know what, people are going to buy them, but I think you look at these O-rings, and I think they're wonderful. And I backed a lot of them, but you look at these O-ring companies, it's all the same people backing them. That's thousands of dollars, not millions of dollars. That's not what Hasbro's about. They want to make millions of dollars. All right? So that's some of the misinformation, some of the lies, some of the things that people just don't do a little bit of research and figure this stuff out. And if I'm wrong on any of this stuff, anyone can feel free to say, hey, you know what, you're wrong about this. You know, it's stuff that I can sit back and, you know, discuss. I will look up. I will take the time and I'll research what I'm wrong about. Factor said, Pop Blender, I've been here for almost the beginning. Just had a skit in my head of Lawrence ranting at the speed and started giggling. Yeah. You're right. And that's why you have the Ramen toys. He's trying to fill stuff in. You know why? Because he's not trying to make millions. He's trying to make a profit. Hasbro's well beyond making a profit. They want to make millions. Hasbro crapping all over their D&D property. NECA crushing it with LJN 7 revivals. Well, again, they also wanted to do stuff off their movie. And when you give people such a small, I mean, seriously, the fact that the G.I. Joe is doing what it's doing with one designer is amazing. That's one man purely pushing it himself. Don't get me wrong, there are other people, but there's a reason why there's no O-rings. He would have to design them. There's a reason why there's no 4-inch figures. He would also have to design them. Now, they should be at a point where they should be able to hire more designers underneath him. Yes, Tony works there. He's the painter, I believe. They send stuff out for sculpting. But they don't have a team. There's more of a team when it comes to Legends and obviously Star Wars. We see all the people that are up there for Star Wars. So, but that's why you see that being passed on. That's why you see these old properties not coming back. Because Hasbro wants to make money off it. Not thousands of dollars. That's not how they look at it. They need to make millions of dollars because it's a corporation, right? Dodge did away with the Dodge Viper. Why? Why did you do away with the Dodge Viper? Everyone loves the Dodge Viper because they don't make enough to make a large profit. And then in a few years, they'll bring it back because then they know all the people in the Viper Club want a new one, right? But you don't get that with toys. You don't make nearly as fucking much. All right. That's one of my issues with my misinformation that people talk about. I want to talk about some of the smaller companies. And I want to talk about specifically 4-inch figures and O-ring figures. And I had someone do it again. Now, they did it on my Delta 17 video. They've also done it on my Skeletron video. Wow. I don't know, $26, $27 for the figures. I can buy classified for that much, and you get more, and it's bigger. What part of lower quantity being made, you have to spend more? That is why these figures cost more. Right? So instead of going out and saying, yeah, they're just too much. They should be $15. All right, listen. You can't buy a 6-pack of pop, right? For what, under $7, $8 now? But you should buy an action figure, which is a lot less being made, for $10 to $15 because that's what you want. Because you paid $3 in the 80s for it when they were mass produced. When you see these smaller companies, understand they are running a much, much smaller quantity being made. You know pop, that thing that other people call soda, but they're absolutely wrong. It's called pop. So if you're like, hey, listen, I don't collect 4-inch figures, O-ring figures. To me, spending $25 on one is just not worth it for me. That's fully understandable. To go out and tell people and post that, you know what, these things should be $10, that's bullshit. Now, before anyone comes back and says, you say that about reaction figures, I do, and I stand by that because I look at them. I also look at the size of that company. And that company is pushing out a lot of reaction figures. And I've also said when it comes to their, let's say, punk line, their skateboarders that don't have skateboarders. I understand why they're 20. They're much smaller quantity, but the G.I. Joe figures, they're pushing out a whole shitload. Why are they still the same price? Why have they not come down? The Transformers, they're pushing so many out there. You're going to be able to sell the Transformers, right? Again, smaller companies, Delta 17, Operation Call Sign Longbow, Operation Recall, Delta 17, Skeletron, they're $25 to $27 because that's what it costs to make them. And it's one of those things that people go out there and they start spreading this information and saying, hey, you know what? They shouldn't be that much. I can buy a classified for the same price. Yes, you can. Because guess what? Hasbro is making a shit more than anyone else. What people don't realize is you look at Valaverse, who actually was at $32. He brought him down to $30, right? He's the only company that's really brought down the price. And I don't want to hear anyone say it's only $2, but You know what? You buy 10 fucking figures, you just save $20, right? But think about it. I'm not sure if there's been any Valaverse figure, one run, that he's made more than either Retro Cobra Commander or any of the His Drivers, Tactician, or Gunner that had like 28,000. I don't know if he's done any runs with figures bigger than that. So you understand, like, yeah, he has to charge more. But people don't want to hear that. They don't want to say that. What they want to do is get the people up in arms and yelling and screaming about it. Marv says, O-rings are 280s for me. I'm glad I have outgrown them. 6 inches more realistic anatomy is where I'm at right now. And that is perfectly fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with looking at a Delta 17 figure and saying, oh man, they look pretty cool, but I'm just not really into that size and the O-ring figure. Right? Understandable. But there is something wrong with saying they shouldn't be $25. That's the same as a classified. But again, that doesn't matter. Look at the Mezco. They're in the $100 range. Why? Because there's a smaller amount made. They have different articulation, and that quantity that they're making is nowhere near what you're going to get anywhere else. There's never going to be nearly as many Mezco Destros as the classified Destro, which is also a hard fucking figure to get. So I see people, on my reviews, they'll make a comment about it. And it drives me nuts. Because again, people don't want to take the time to figure out, again, and listen, I don't have anything that you can't find, right? Like, I'm not some insider. I have Google. I talk to, the people that design them at times. Ken and, other guys. Not Ken doesn't design, but people that are in the industry, right? You can watch Bobby Valla talk about it. All right? Say what you want about Bobby Valla as a person and how he acts when he talks about how things are made and different things like that. He makes good points, and it's a wonderful listen. I would love to say, hey, you know what? Go look up, you can go look up Spectre Creative, but he doesn't have any content anymore because of some asshole that put in like 100+ copyright strikes against him. Okay. Then we go on to Gridiron. As many people know, I have been one who has said Gridiron is very expensive. I will almost always preface that by saying, but I don't know their operating costs. I know they make wonderful, wonderful designs. I think their stuff looks amazing, but they are very pricey. And I think that if they brought down their price, they'd sell more. But I don't know their operating costs. Then I talked to Tony today, and he's like, man, I went out there. I saw the new facility. I didn't realize everything is hand-painted. So everything that you get from Gridiron, everything is hand-painted. I believe it is a 5-man operation. Him, his wife, his 2 kids, and I believe Tony said they have a receptionist, right? Ryan says, great show as always. Thank you again, Lawrence, for the support. Always. Huge thank you to all the chat as well. Yeah, if you're new here, if you're just chiming in, it kind of sounds like he's about to bug out. He probably has to work tomorrow. Go over and subscribe to Ryan's channel, The Island of Misfit Toys. He gives you great content, especially if you're into G.I. Joe or any type of military stuff, especially the 6-inch stuff. All right, back to Gridiron. But anyway, Gridiron is a small family-owned business, but it is a family-owned business. They are an actual business, right? And I believe, because Tony's made comments, and I don't know if he was really kind of joking, but I think they've wondered why I feel like I'm negative against him. And I don't think that does anymore because he's tagged me and stuff. He's gonna be on Thursday with a friend in 3 weeks. My nose is stuffed at some point, so it's whistling. But like they're hand painting all of this stuff. They're designing everything in house. And so there's smaller runs. And I haven't had anything break, but everyone that's had something that's broken, they have taken care of them. So the more that Tony had kind of explained their new business, because they, well, not their new business, but they moved, I went, okay. So now I'm getting a better grasp of the operating costs. Do I think that they could make more if they were all mold injection and sell them cheaper? Yes. I know when I talked to Lenny and we were talking after or before the show, he was talking about Gridiron. He said their stuff is, he goes, they make some wonderful design stuff. He goes, but we could not, because of plastic mold injection, we could not get the same detail that they get out of a lot of their stuff. Totally makes sense. But I hear people bash it. There was a guy that he said, hey, you know what? It's someone said something on the review, and the guy said, they're overpriced. And he responded and he said, no, I think they're priced perfectly. And then the guy just responded, nope, overpriced. And it was like, okay, so you're just looking at the price and you're thinking, that's not what I want to pay, so it's too much. Again, it is a poor way to look at things, and it sucks that people act like that. And then the last thing that I can think of is the 3D printers. And this is where I said I needed to add a random onto it. People that make stuff, 3D printing, and more than that, people like Random that do this and sell it on Etsy. Random was nice enough to not only do some wonderful coasters for me, but he sent me one of these. Now, if you go on his Etsy store, I believe they're about $70. And yes, that is very expensive. I get it. This is all handmade. He etches everything. He puts his own markers on everything. He paints everything himself. It's his time. Kenzo right here. All right? He's 3D printing stuff. He was talking about how expensive some stuff was, right? And people just assume, well, it shouldn't cost that much. Well, you're right. All the product doesn't cost that much. But you also aren't taking in consideration their time that they've done, their knowledge that they've done. How many times something might have failed where they have to cost correct, right? And I mentioned this when I showed this before. Listen, you want his Etsy, I think they're about $70, $75, something like that. If you don't like about it, if you don't like the price, don't fucking bitch about it. Just move along. If you want to say, oh man, that looks really awesome, but you know, I just can't swing $75. Cool. That's awesome. Like you're not downgrading it. It's when you come on and go, dude, that's not worth $70. And it's like, well, I'm glad you decided how much his time is worth, how much his knowledge is worth. But people will go on the internet, and this is exactly the shit that they spread. You know, Kenzo and I were talking about the stuff, right? And his, you know, the glow-in-the-dark stuff, it costs more. The resin printer. But stuff that's not resin, all right? When it fails and you come home to spaghetti on your 3D printer, people don't see that. They don't imagine the time that it puts in, you know, especially if someone paints stuff like that. Just putting it together and designing it. It's amazing, and they will go on and they will blast it. So you go online and you see people talking about 3D printing, and they're like, "Fuck, it shouldn't cost that much." Bullshit. Don't give me that you can print a 3D his tank for $17. Bullshit. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah. G. Zambrano. I don't think I've ever seen you here. So thank you. Dumb people are not a new phenomenon. They just all find each other online. You are absolutely correct. And again, listen, this has not, as I'm not saying anything that has not been, that people haven't known for years. It's just extremely frustrating. And I don't know why I let it get to me at times. Again, anyone can look this stuff up. I have no more access than anyone else. I saw someone make a comment that I need to tell Lenny about Two Figures. I can't talk to Lenny anymore because that fucking asshole on a fucking island nuked my fucking channel. So now Lenny doesn't get any of my fucking messages because he doesn't follow me on Instagram. And again, it's not like Lenny and I were friends. It's not like, oh yeah, we're hanging out. We were friendly. He trusted me that I wasn't going to go around, and if he told me something, that I wasn't going to fucking say it. I wasn't going to hound him about stuff, and I never did because, well, that's just an asshole way of doing things. So, all right. I just needed to talk about that stuff. It was something that really hit me. Again, I don't know why the hooded Cobra Commander bothers me so much. I think because you tell people why, they turn on you and they yell and scream at you that that's just stupid. You're just following the company line. I'm telling you. I'm not saying I agree with it. But when people say and they go, "No, I talked to someone at Hasbro." No, you fucking didn't. I'm calling you a fucking liar. You tell me you talked to someone at Hasbro that said, "Yeah, we're gonna do one." I am not saying that they will never do a hooded Cobra Commander. So no one ever come back to me and say, "Oh, you said they're never going to do one." No, I never said that. I'm saying that at this point in time, they will not do one. But no, listen, listen. You guys, listen, I know when you guys are fucking joking. These are the people that I find on Facebook. And believe me, the amount of people I walk away from on Facebook, because the other thing I have to look at is I'm trying to build a community. I'm trying to build the channel. I'm trying to hit 100 today and fucking so far from it. Like 7 from it again. God damn it. It's like my goal now. hit that 100 consistently. But yeah. It's just one of those, again. And I don't want to talk about it again. And I'm going to do my best to get away from it. Because you know what? You can go find it out. There's a hi to Ted Darklaw. If Hasbro won't do it, it's a great time to support your customizing and 3D printing friends. That's another thing. All right? Going back to Hooded Cobra Commander. If you want a Hooded Cobra Commander, like, go on eBay or Etsy and look up hood for classified Cobra Commander, and you will find a shitload of them. You will find ones that are even painted so you don't have to do it. They've already painted it for you, and all you have to do is go buy now, and you'll have it like in 3 or 4 fucking days. And you know what you do? You pop off your old fucking Cobra Commander set, and then you pop on the new one, and you go, "Hey, look, I have a hooded Cobra Commander." You know? All right. Yes, Hasbro's going out of business. I know. Everyone thinks that, the sky is falling. I know how it goes. All right. Wow, it's 1:15. All right, so because this was a hell of a day, I got to stop and just say, before I wrap it up here, thank you to Kenzo's Creations for becoming a channel member. Thank you to Jeff. Hold on. Where's it at? Matthew. Rickacheski for donating 5 memberships. Thank you to Wraith Mace for the $2 super chat. Thank you to Mr. Wonderful for 4 months. Thank you to Woody for the $19.99 super chat. That was fucking huge and means a lot. Thank you to Mr. Wonderful for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you to Jay Astro for becoming a member. And thank you to JLS for gifting 5 memberships. It's huge. It means an awful lot. It does help support the channel in more ways than not. If you are a new channel member, I do ask, go watch the mean comments video that I put up as channel members only. And give me your honest opinion. If you think I went too far, if it comes off as I'm kind of whining, I'm just trying to have a bunch of fun. And again, I don't take this all too serious normally. Allison Troy, 9 months. Geez, it's like a baby. Yeah, I cannot believe that I've had channel members set up for that long. It's been over a year. That 1,000 was so hard to get to. And one of the like I said, next month it will probably be not next month, next week, which technically will be next month. Next week will probably be just G.I. Joe. Depending on how much they drop, I'll probably just talk G.I. Joe. That will be the topic. The week after that, I'm going to be talking to Toy Tube streams. And you want to do a live stream, I'm going to give you some of the advice that I have learned along the way. You can ask me questions. We've been creating content. It's something that I like to do. I've learned a lot during this journey with creating content, doing live streams. And I don't want to be a gatekeeper. I can't stand gatekeepers. There's no reason if I have learned something when it comes to doing a live stream or a review and I see someone is doing something wrong. And that saying wrong is maybe the wrong way to put it. But sometimes there's little tricks and you can see somebody struggling doing something. If I've struggled and I've learned it, why am I going to watch someone else struggle? There are a lot of you guys that reach out to me and ask me questions. And if I can answer it, if I can give you a reason, I'm definitely going to. So that is going to be the next topic. If it's not G.I. Joe or there isn't some shitstorm that blows up. Because another topic that's going to come up, that's going to be fun. That's going to be one where people are going to be mad when I explain things to them that they just don't like. And Fatrid just became a channel member. Thank you very much. Like I said, I am going to be doing, I'm always trying to do more. It's very, very difficult. As I mentioned, I don't live behind here. I kind of wish I did, but unfortunately, we don't get to live behind here. We all have real jobs that take up time. So, and Pop Blender, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Hey, Lawrence, just want to contribute to you making more content. I enjoy these and the member streams, and thanks for getting me on when you can. Keep on growing the channel, brother. Keep it up. Thank you very much. That means the world to me, man. Like, this stuff is just fun, man. Larry is a dink, but I kind of think he's mostly okay. And Brick just became a channel member. Thank you very much. If you haven't checked out Brick's channel, you need to. He is under 1,000 still right now, but I saw he has channel memberships and everything set up yesterday, and I didn't even realize. So I definitely had to go and become a channel member over there. And again, listen, dude. You see channel, and I understand when someone says, "Hey, it's only 99 cents." You subscribe to my channel and then Brick's channel, and then Geek Dead Life and Toy Anxiety and Toy Habits. Next thing you know, that 99 cents is $29 in the month, and you're going, huh, it's not really 99 cents. So I fully understand. I don't expect everyone to be a channel member. But I do want to give you content. And again, I think the mean comments was pretty fun. It was fun for me. And again, I won't be doing it every week. It's something that as they come in, you kind of space them out, probably once a month, maybe twice a month. But then the other one that I thought was I should probably do funny comments, because if Graf is still here, he dropped some pretty damn funny shit that you're not even thinking about. And again, I may not respond to all my comments, especially ones that are just like, if you're an asshole about it, because I'm not going to get a fight on the internet. Because why? But I read the comments. That is for sure. So anyway, Brick says, but your $29.9 a month is going to the people who make the stuff that and passionate about making solid content. So yes, thank you for supporting your local toy tuber. Yeah, exactly, man. Like, again, sometimes you have to just look at everything and say, hey, you know what? I have my bills to pay, and I expect everyone to pay their bills first before they're sending super chats to anyone, not just me, to anyone, or supporting a channel. And if you feel like, hey, you know what? This 99 cents, I just can no longer be a channel member, because this 99 cents and 99 cents to Brick and the 99 cents to Geek Dead Life and so on and so on, I understand. Because, hey, you know what? Life is difficult. And Brick is going to learn. He's like, damn, we really make that little on YouTube. Fuck yeah, we do. Fuck yeah, we do. Wait to get that full monetization, and you're like, God damn, man. YouTube, you no wonder why you guys have so much money. You take all the money from everyone. Anyway, Fatrid says, I just got a job, and I'm still not going to change my name, Lawrence. Drop the FU, man. No one calls you it anymore. I was watching Hella Dope Toys, and they refer to you as Fat Red. No one says Fat Red FU anymore, or Fat Red Foo. Shh, you don't tell people that. It's like the worst kept secret. Again, they're spreading misinformation, and there's omitting stuff that you don't want people to know that YouTube does. Patrick says the FU is safe for you, Larry. Well, since you're a channel member now, I will let you say it. See, look, there's Ted right there. Oh, Patrick. All right, guys. It's almost 3.5 hours. I have to work in the morning. I have a meeting first thing in the morning. Luckily, it is election day, so I don't have to drop the kids off at school because they're off. Actually, there's only one kid here. But I have to drop that kid off. And the ex doesn't have to drop the other kid off. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys very much. It was greatly appreciated. I think we doubled the memberships. And again, I hope you guys enjoy it. Watch that video. Tell me what you truly think of it. I had a blast doing it. So let me find my outro, and you guys have a wonderful night. See you guys all this Thursday with a friend, JLS Comics. Again, thank you to him for donating the 5 channel members.